I have no clue, probably.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Ruckus and Soko. We're casting GCA versus GCC ELU Week 2.
It is gonna be a banger.
Yes, sir.
Even though Wack's not here for GCA, I have in good faith that Jimbu is gonna step up to Storm, put him in his place.
Right. I'm pretty excited to see how Jimbu does mid lane against Storm.
Yeah,
I'm
does he actually?
Go ahead.
No. Sorry, sorry, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I'm pretty excited for the top lane rematch of the century. The Violet Cap versus Neffel round 4. Uh, I think the game could be decided based on how top lane goes, especially with Ignite being pretty meta for top laners now.
I like that point. And they both play pretty aggressive picks, right? I mean, Cap's got the Darius, Neffels got the Urgot as their main ones, but they can play other stuff. So I mean, that's a main point of contention. There's also the jungle matchup, right? I mean, definitely Arctic was a better performer last season, but Donut is. Oh, I don't know what this is. But Donut's been steadily getting better every season, in my opinion. So I think I'm pretty excited to see how that goes as well.
Yeah, Donut's definitely come a long way in the league. It's really interesting because both you and I have been here since the beginning, so it's kind of like you get to see players grow and mature and expand, and this has become the Donut corner. Donut has
True.
definitely stepped his game up a really long way. I remember when Solomon Khan was duoing with him on a totally legit account, and they were climbing some silver games.
Yeah, and look. Okay, we're getting into drafts. Let's go. Leona ban. Shocker. Oh no, Lilia first.
Oh, don't worry, the Leona's gonna be second. All the Everyone's mains are gonna get banned out here.
Yeah, there it is. Lilia gone. Urgot gone. Darius. They keep covering Leona. Surely it's third. Vex for Storm. I actually have some insider knowledge on Storm. He has not been playing that much Vex, so that's a bit of a nothing ban.
Thanks for the follow, Piano. So the Leona ban does come through. GCA hovering the Silver ban does go through as well. GCC hovering blue side first pick, and they're gonna go with the Trundle.
Okay, Trundle for Donut. I mean, he's played that a lot. Good pick right now. I mean, it has counters. We'll just see if Arctic is comfortable into the matchup. But I mean, dueling strong, ganking strong, into tanks strong. It's a good frontliner. We know Storm's not going to pick early. This guy loves his counter picks. So we're seeing jungle, and we're probably going to see some bot lane come out as well. B2, B3, I think.
Right? Or we're gonna see Mordekaiser pick actually.
Just pulling out Mordekaiser.
No way,
Does Arctic play
no way.
more
Neffel's
jungle?
playing Trundle top, right?
Ooh, well, I mean, technically these are both flexes. I mean, I don't know if Arctic plays it, but more jungle is a bit menacing. And that's Tristana. Mordekaiser's Tristana. That's okay. Tristana Prio for who is it? Tafichi.
Yeah.
So it looks like they're picking something aggressive. I wonder what they're going to pair with it. What's Span going to pair with that? I'd like to see a Nautilus maybe. Something similar to the Leona.
Right.
Because with Tristana, you just want to go in and kill him.
So Spanaway is gonna get counter pick if the Renata goes through, which it does.
Mm-hmm.
So playbook really open for Spanaway here to respond to the Renata Draven picks.
Oh my god. Cool. It's kind of hard now because I mean the Renata just incentivizes the engage. What do you think he's going to pick here?
Hmm. That's a good question, especially with Leona being banned out.
Yeah.
He could go Braum.
Oh,
Okay.
curious. It's
It
very
fits his
defensive.
It fits his playstyle though. A little beef,
Oh
some
yeah,
CC.
and I'm sure it does synergize with Tristana. If you hit a Q, she can get the stuns while stacking the bomb. I can see how that would work. It's a little strange because you don't. Brahm's traditionally good into like aftershock supports that want to go in on him, and Renata is gonna just keep her distance from him. So
Right.
we'll see. Hopefully, I mean it plays out well in team fights for sure, but we just need to make sure that they don't get ahead in the lane. Gwen ban. So they're still worried about the Mordekaiser being flex jungle and picking up a Gwen pick top.
Right. Pretty interesting that in this draft only two bans targeted towards Stormblade here with the Vex Lissandra.
Yeah. I mean, I guess maybe they know that they can't ban out all those champs, so they're targeting ones they specifically don't want to play against.
Right.
Which I can understand.
Yeah, you got to assume that they have plans to deal with the ocean of champions that Stormblade could pick from here.
Definitely a bit of a champion ocean, champion sea. Ooh, they're giving him a counter.
So
I would have,
if this is Mordekaiser Flex, they are saving counter pick for Cap.
yeah. I, I'm not sure. They're keeping the flex alive, but I think I would have rather just had Storm blind pick. Ah, you hate to see it. He's picking LeBlanc.
How does LeBlanc do into Victor?
Traditionally, so what I've heard from Storm is that it's not really great, but I think he's confident on this champion, and he can abuse Victor's weak early game. So
Uh,
if he gets any kills in lane, this he can snowball that into chain kill after chain kill,
And we
and
know
it's a cho'gath for Neffel too.
Yeah, and we know that Stormblade likes to play these roaming mid laners, so LeBlanc is pretty good here. Yo, ISO Square, what's up, my guy? Glad to have you. Glad to have you here in the chat.
ISO joining.
Volibear,
Oh my god, the polar bear last pick is that? Yeah, they could still go either way. To be honest,
they could, yeah.
I'm pretty. It's probably gonna be a Volibear jungle, right? Zartic. I'm really not sure what he's played. I can check right now though.
Just shoot him a message real quick. Yo, you playing Volibear?
Yeah. Just DM him. Find the inside knowledge. He has played Mordekaiser jungle recently, and he has played Foley jungle recently too. So it could be either one, I guess.
Yeah.
That's so funny. He played Mordekaiser jungle yesterday.
We're gonna find out pretty quick here as we do move into actual champ select lobby.
Just repeating all the bands.
He DM'd me.
What did he say? What's he playing?
He said no. He said no. No, no smiley face.
Ah, come on.
Oh man.
It's fine. It's not like he'll hide it for that much longer. Okay, see if I care. Vex is so edgy.
Uh, really tries to be, yeah.
All
A
right.
product of the time, one might say.
All right, Ruckus.
So,
Well, we're waiting for them to all pick.
what you
I'm
got
gonna
for me?
propose. Which draft do you like more? Not thinking about the players here, just comp wise.
Ooh. Not thinking about players,
Yep.
I think GCC has a better draft now.
I'd probably agree with that. I like. There's definitely more. They have a solid front line. They have a solid AD threat, consistent TP, and then they have the Mage Assassin.
There's so much
And
peel for
then when if you
Draven.
right, yeah,
But on the other hand, GCA does have a good bit of disengage as well. Uh, it's honestly a toss-up because I know we're early into the season, Soko, but
yep,
these are potentially going to be two of the top teams in the league. So them playing this early in the season is gonna tell a lot to other teams because I feel like both of these teams have to bring their A game to try and win. Obviously, GCA is down Hot Dog Bunblade, so
Yeah,
Jimbu's going to get the start in mid lane, and Fichi's going to get the start ADC. But uh, I feel like GCA really has to bring their A game here. Having to start their roster sub to pull away with a win here in this series against a fully loaded GCC. Your thoughts on the draft, though?
on the draft, I really like I had a big problem with the Brom. I think that it kind of they picked more Tristana, which was all well and good, and Brom kind of broke what they were trying to do. They have a Tristana who wants to go forward. Mord wants to separate someone from the team, and then you're gonna have a 4v4 skirmish, and then Brom's just waiting for them to go in. But once someone goes in, let's say LeBlanc goes in, right? Brom
Right,
can't lock LeBlanc down because she's gonna W back. He can only lock down like the Trundle, who's just gonna ult him. So they picked Brom into Trundle, which was a bit weird. If he puts his E up, Trundle's just gonna ult him, and it's one of those is gonna be a stronger frontliner, and I'll leave that to everyone here to guess who that could be, but it's not gonna be the Brom. So I definitely like GCC's draft more. And if we're gonna factor in the players too, I just think giving Neffel on Shogath, he's played it before. And I mean, it's not something that you could really, even if you die a couple times, which he does overextend it on occasion. Even if he overextends and dies on Shogath, it's not going to matter. This pick is just going to scale.
right.
Storm on LeBlanc, extremely confident, who knows how to abuse his lead, and then you have Spirit Tracks on a super aggressive pick with plenty of peel, and Donut has an extremely comfortable champion as well. I
Yeah,
think they got everything they wanted coming into this. If they had any prep, this is probably what they prepped.
this is pretty similar to a comp that they scrimmed against LLW last week.
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
Well then, maybe. Well then, I guess they definitely were looking for these picks, and they got all their picks that they wanted. So we'll see if
So
it pans out. But
So honestly, the early game tempo is going to decide a lot of what we're talking about here. But I think the longer the game goes, I think the better it looks for GCA just because of the Victor pick. I think Victor's in a really good spot right now, and that champion I feel like really has the ability to turn this game on its head, especially if he picks up kills and can stay even with Stormblade. And the later the game goes, I feel like Victor could be a problem for GCC, especially
yeah,
with the Braum Volibear.
I mean, we saw that yesterday in the in that LLWRMC game, right? I was on the receiving end of that victory.
Yeah.
That hurts. It hurts. Even if he just drops an R down, that's enough to hit the whole team if they're trying to all engage in a one area. So
My boy Smooth picked up the Victor after Toad slapped him around on it 2 weeks ago.
it was a good pickup, I can assure you.
The pick is I feel like it's busted honestly. Like you just put your mid laner on it as your odds of winning the game are just through the roof because it's got ridiculous clear.
Mm-hmm.
It's got CC built in. The ult lasts a long time.
Yep.
It's just an all around solid mid pick right now.
I think we're gonna see how the Victor dynamic changes during this series because it's obviously a very strong scaling pick. Same with Tristana also has that really good scaling into the late game, especially with her attack range increasing. And Braum obviously is one of the best scaling supports in the game, not just utility, but the stats he's going to provide with W and the shield value is just going to be massive late game.
Right.
So they have a lot of scaling. So I'm going to agree with you that they do really good late game. Volibear doesn't scale as well, but the Kaiser scales pretty well. So I do like their scaling, and I just think that if Storm's able to abuse this Victor's early game, because he picked this LeBlanc into the Victor, so he opted into this matchup, and if he's able to abuse the Victor, I'm wondering if they're going to be hesitant to pick it following games 2 and possibly 3.
So what I'm worried about here is if the Victor doesn't work out for GCA and Stormblade opts in for the Victor next game, I feel like it's really hard. They would need a perfect answer for it in lane.
Yep, that's the big question. If Storm's gonna choose to play the opposite side of the matchup, and I mean he knows his matchups, so if he's gonna choose to play it, whether he blinds it or chooses it as a counter pick, you're gonna be scared. If someone like Storm has the Victor pick, if he can make up for the early game weaknesses and expose them on other players, it's going to be a scary thing to see. But we'll have to see if he can abuse Jinbu on this Victor pick and Victor just scales out of proportion. Then he might have to be banned or even taken away early. But
Right.
we know Storm doesn't like to pick early, so I mean, I don't know. It all hinges on how the lane phase goes. I think first.
Yeah, we know that Storm traditionally likes to pick close to last in draft just so he can get as
Yep.
much information as possible. But we also are doing a fair bit of speculation as we get ready to load in onto the Rift here. Um, do you think we see any early invades from either team?
I like the Renata handshake invade, and Braum is traditionally good level 1 too. So they both have options. The Cho'Gath knockup is good level 1. LeBlanc's just not a great level 1 champ. Uh, but they have options. So if they choose to go as 5, I don't know who wins the level 1 to be honest. But it'll be they both have the option to do so. I think it's viable either way.
Right.
ISO says if only Cho is Sedge. I could see the Sejuani being good with Sejuani with Trundle sounds very nice. But Cho's also a fine pick. But Cho's also a fine pick. I also think that if it's more comfort, then there's no problem in. I also think that if it's more comfort, then no problem picking the Cho if you're more comfortable on it than Sejuani.
Right.
Picking the Cho if you're more comfortable on it than Sejuani.
Right. Oh, sorry
We
about
ain't no
that.
meta slaves out here.
I disconnected from the.
I did too. Yeah, you got that error too.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, don't know what that was. I trying to reconnect though, see if we can
Small indie
get in.
company.
Yeah, true. Small indie company, Riot Games. They just don't know how to work their spectators servers.
Spaghetti code.
I'm getting a lovely black screen here.
So, since we are both streaming this, Soko, if we
Yeah.
connect at different times, we're gonna have to go to zero and wait. I'm loading back in now.
I also just started loading back in. Okay,
Okay,
maybe it's gonna connect us at the same time. We'll see.
no way, no shot it does that.
I'm
I'm in.
I'm in game. Nothing's moving though.
Okay, I think we're synced up then. I think we're synced up.
Do you just see do you see health bars and black screen behind him?
Yeah, I think we may need to. I think we need to
Restart it again.
exit game and go back spectate. I think
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
down.
that's the fix. I think this happened the other night when I was casting. And now my client is not happy. Spectate game. Hey, this by the way, chat, this isn't just a problem that's exclusive to us because we're really bad at this. This has happened on the ELU main as well, so just keep that
Yeah,
in
yeah,
mind.
yeah. Don't flame.
All right, I'm back in. Are you in?
I'm loading right now.
All right, I'm gonna pause and drag it back to one. You let me know when you're ready.
Sure. Yeah, I'm in. I'm at one.
All right, ready to go. Three, two, one, let's go.
What's your timer?
Right now it is 08.
Wait.
Are we synced?
What about now?
0:15.
Yeah, I just hit 15 too. Okay.
All right,
Okay. It may be like half a second off, but I don't think that's okay.
I think it'll be okay.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Okay. Okay. Come on, directed camera. Show me
30
what you got.
seconds until minions
Yeah,
spawn.
no shenanigans, unfortunately. But just good 5 points from everyone. Although GCC has a gap in their 5-point here. Donuts went to the wrong spot.
Right. Looks like pretty standard first buys for everyone as well.
Yep, all these look pretty good. No,
Minions have spawned.
nothing out of the ordinary. Maybe the ring instead of the shield for top lane, but it's not a particularly aggressive lane, so I see nothing wrong with ring.
Both junglers opting to start on the top side of their jungles.
I don't mind that. Leaving the top laners alone. Hopefully looking to see some action bought around level 3.
Now, I'm no rules official, Soko, so you let me know. Does this look like similar verbiage to you?
Similar verbiage? Let's see. I think all this is,
I think it's acceptable.
yeah.
It seems to be a good
Already
fun.
going in for a trade. Already going in for some auto attacks, Storm is.
Pretty
Taking
even.
the front end of it, but... Oh. Missed CS by Neffel. Just one, though. Shouldn't matter in the long run.
Huge early game damage from the Mordekaiser being able to get the isolation damage on the Q there.
Oh, yeah. And we see... Actually, GCC's bot lane's going to get level 2 first. Maybe they're going to look for a handshake. Oh, we're seeing a trade top, actually. Neffel might have to flash. Yeah,
Ooh.
double flash preemptively. That was good.
Yeah, good from Neffel not to die there. Good on Violet Cap there, recognizing he was going to get level 2 first and immediately looking to punish as hard as he could.
Yeah, I definitely like the preemptive flash. If you let him get the auto off, he might have just died and still gotten flash off. But it looks like GCC's bot did not do anything with their early level 2. And we see Volibear coming top lane. Ooh, but he backs out. Arctic opted to not go straight bot and is kind of losing out on some CS. But that's a good chain mid onto Jimbu. Yeah, he's just gonna die. Saving the flash. That's a good decision by him. And it's gonna be first blood over to Storm. This is what we were talking about. Able to abuse the Victor's early game, hitting the chain in the minion wave.
Yeah, I feel like Arctic is going to have to be forced to play almost exclusively around mid now, with Stormblade being up first blood gold, and Donut obviously going to be playing around mid as well a lot because that's how Stormblade wants his junglers to do it. So that's what they're going to do. So Arctic is going to be forced into this situation as well, and potentially going to have to scuffle a lot more with Trundle than he otherwise would want to.
Yeah, the Trundle definitely wins the isolated 1v1 with lethal tempo. If it's a skirmish and they're Volibear procs PTA on one target, maybe they're going to be able to win the 2v2. But that kill already, you can see Storm picked up that Dark Seal, and it's going to look a little rough if... Oh, we're seeing Donut come mid again. It is warded, and Jimbu has flash. He should just be completely safe here. He's going to have to blow it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Good flash there. Otherwise, it was going to be really rough again for him. Maybe he could have tried walking a little bit more, but he did have the pillar there. I'm going to say the flash was worth it. Just play it safe.
I definitely think it was a good flash. He can stay in lane. If he didn't flash, he would have taken a much bigger chunk. We see Arctic actually coming behind the bot lane. This could be big. They need to get a kill here. Oh, it's a preemptive flash. They're not hitting the same target. Spirit Tracks is getting burst down. He doesn't have the bailout on him anymore, but he gets a kill back, cashing out. Can Fichi actually kill him? It's really close. Okay, Fichi gets a kill, flashes out, and nobody had to flash to get out too, but it looks like he's going to live. It's a 1-for-1, and I'm going to say that's partly worth in a 3v2. They get a 1-for-1. Draven's going to miss some wave, but that is still with an 11 CS lead. I think that's a best case scenario.
I think I have to agree with you there. A little bit of action going on in the top lane.
Neffel's going to be able to walk out of this one, though, I think. But Donut is there. It's warded. Oh, misses the knockup, and Cap does not have flash. This can be, if with lethal tempo, this should be a kill. Yep, no
Oh!
W either. Oh my god! Nepal walks too far, and now he's getting ulted. This is going to be a kill for Violet Cap. Donut can't fight this.
Oh my
Oh
god! It's a cap
god!
gap! It's a cap gap!
Oh, what do you think about that play from Nepal, Ruckus? Talk to me.
I think he just greeted there. He just greeted. He was still level 4 though. He just leveled up at the end there, right?
Yep.
That was a little greedy. Trying to help Donut as much as possible. What a play from Violet Cap. I'm actually speechless.
I don't know if that was maybe miscommunication on the side of GCC, but Cap did he did the best with what he was given, and the cards he was dealt were enough to get him a double kill.
This is why I like Violet Cap to be on Juggernauts and Bruisers and Fighters top lane, because I feel like when you put him on a utility role, you lose this sort of playmaking for GCA, and that was kind of some gripes that I had with them last season.
Yeah, we'll get right back to that after this gank, though. We're going to see if Nepal does not have flash. He's going to try and get a trade kill with ulti, but oh, yeah, it's not going to be enough. Violet is going to dodge the Q as well. He's playing this lane very well. Next E, Nepal's going to be dead. Just another auto attack.
Just
probably.
the slow
Dies to
burn
the
from
zone.
passive.
Oh my god. Yeah, actually, talk to me about Cap's influence on this team, because he has done the same thing in the previous seasons, even despite not being the highest ranked player in the team. He always seems to get a lead on aggressive top lane bruisers.
I feel like this is a grudge match for Violet, so I feel like against other teams he's more open to playing. Did he play Sejuani top last season? I feel like he did.
I don't remember, but I wouldn't be surprised.
He played
does
some tanks last season for sure that were kind of just like head scratchers for me, in which he would lose lane but GCA would still win game, and I was just like, why isn't he on like a prio pick?
Oh, we see Donut coming mid again. The Root hits Jinbu from Storm. Is he gonna have enough damage? He has Ignite ticking. It's not enough. They did blow Storm Ignite, but they didn't blow much else. And Jinbu is now gonna have to reset without TP. Storm's gonna have the wave frozen. That's gonna be an easy regank next time he comes mid.
Right, I agree, but I feel like Violet Cap has something to prove against Neffel. There's a little bit of a rivalry there in the top lane, so I feel like Violet Cap is definitely just trying to set the tone for the way the series is gonna go, with showing out on this Mordekaiser pick.
I think he's doing it perfectly. Well, no better way to do it than start out 3-0, having 3 out of the 4 kills in your team.
Arctic bot lane
And we're
again.
gonna see a play mid. Yup, Arctic gonna ult in early. The bailout is on Spirit, but he has no flash. If he gets the kill on Span, he is gonna get the kill on Span. It seems like every time they go bot, he's gonna get a trade kill. Beachy's jumping in, but he's not gonna be able to get anything more on Nubity.
I like
Wow.
the adjustment there from Arctic, because earlier there was a little bit of a miscommunication on the target selection in the bot lane, with Arctic going just for Nubity. Right there, they all three made the wise decision to focus the Draven. Pretty unlucky for GCA that he Donut's AFK.
DC'd. This is I think this should be a pause. Not sure what happened there. He reconnected.
Huh.
Maybe just a slight
Greedy play by
lag.
Vici here.
He's definitely. Oh, he actually gets the kill. That's I'd say that's a misplay on Nubity. He used bailout on the Draven,
Oh no.
not himself.
Vici showing a little bit of a gunslinger mentality in the bot lane. I like it.
And we're seeing a play on Storm, and he goes back to the. Ooh, he's flashing, but the root still goes through. He's going back to the shadow. He's stunned again. It's just gonna be a kill.
Jimbo
That's
managed
the
to
Victor
do
getting
it.
a kill. You don't want to see it.
No. Yo, what's up, Toad? Welcome to the stream. So that's what I was talking about, and now Jimbo actually has a 15 CS, well, 14. I thought he was gonna get another one. He has a 14 CS lead over Stormblade, even in kills now too.
And we're gonna see Arctic going bot again, getting his Q canceled. He should be able to recast it unless he got out of range. That's smart, running away from Spirit, but Spirit gets a bailout. They have to kill him and then wait out the bailout. He's got a flash. Oh my god, does he get it? No, he doesn't get bailed out. Jinbu with the good gravity well. He's going to get the stun onto Nubity. Nubity has no W. If they can get anything on him, he's dead. Good stun. And that's going to be another kill. Does anyone drop? Fichi might die to minions?
No, he's fine.
No! That's a great play by GCA. That's exactly what you want to see them do. Taking advantage of Spirit's overextension. Wow.
So Fichi's a player that's been in the league for a while, right? He's floated around between different teams, seeing spot play. Getting the opportunity to start in this week 2 match, and he is showing out in the early minutes, Soko. Your thoughts on this gunslinger Tristana play from Fichi?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing, he's not playing scared, and I like that. I mean, you can see by the CS numbers, he's down CS,
Yeah.
not as comfortable laning maybe, but he's not afraid to jump in when he sees blood in the water.
Yes.
And he is going for it.
Spirit Tracks definitely making Spirit Tracks and Nubity making laning phase a little bit hectic for Fichi, but still managing to be impactful and pick up kills, which is what you really want to see in an
God, he's
ADC.
jumping over. Wait, they got Nubity caught. Oh, Span missed the Q. It's probably just gonna be a trade. Oh, whoa, that was a lot of damage from the bomb. He got the reset. Autos the ward. Yo, they got a stun.
Arctic's here
Boulder
though.
gets there in time. They could kill him. Oh, that's the pop on the shield boat. Do they get it in time? They don't. He has a shield. Now Donut and Storm are both here. They're going to try and chase them down. Ichi's low. Span is low. Arctic game poked out. His ult ran out. That's the Draven ult coming in to execute. Tristana is down. Arctic is now getting hit by Storm, and that's another kill for Stormblade too.
Well, that's a lot
Turning around the play real quick. GCC.
That's a lot of gold shut down for the side of GCC, managing to just about even up the gold here with the tower plates bringing it within 100.
Yeah, I mean, and Spirit also got a cash out too. He got the execute damage on his ult because of his adoration stacks.
Right.
Fichi. Another thing onto Jinbu, sorry. Storm is doing so much damage. He just does that, hops right out. He's gonna wait for his electrocute to come back. Span's actually hopping in, probably to just get vision. He happens to survive there.
What a Chad move. Span away.
Yeah,
He
for
didn't
real.
care. He saw all 3 of them on the ward, and he's like, I'm hopping over the wall, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Yeah, and now you can see when the LeBlanc is this. When LeBlanc gets these 2 kills, despite being down CS, he does have electrocute. And when he gets a little more stacks on the dark suit, wait, he might be caught out of position. Good W. He has the chain. Does he have a double chain? He's not going to go for it. But as we saw earlier in the mid lane, he's definitely getting these electrocute procs onto Jinbu and hopping out before any retaliation can be had. Do you think we're going to see some more? Oh my god, it might just be a straight up kill.
I don't think Ignite
Nope.
does enough.
I don't think so either.
Oh, I think GCA's bot lane needs to be looking for plates here. They've been stumbling around in the river for the last 20 seconds. They could have had a plate by now. 2 plates with Tristana.
Yeah, that might have been a misstep from Spirit.
Oh, and plates expired.
Yeah, definitely a misplay.
That is definitely something Violet Cap and the boys are gonna want to look back at in VOD. That could have been at least 300 more gold for them.
Yeah, something teams tend to do a lot, and we'll actually get back to that right after this play pans out if it does. Oh, Storm doesn't get over wall, but he still hits the root. Oh yeah, this is going to be a kill onto Span.
Unless?
Oh,
it's a kill.
There's the Q, yep.
It's still Stormblade.
Yep.
Confirmed Stormblade's still in the game.
Stormblade can still play LeBlanc, in case anyone was wondering. But yeah, over-rotating is something that I think that Fichi and Span did there. They saw that they were all committing mid, but with how far away they were, even if they did get mid lane, the play would be over by the time they got there. So they should have just stayed bot.
Right. Looking to tower dive Jinbu again here. They do have vision.
Oh, but we see Donut is actually kind of caught out if he does not get stunned by gravity well. But they can fight this. It's 4v2 on the top side. They're going to get TP in, and Span's coming from behind. They're going to get TP from Neflo as well, though. Arctic's going in. Jimbo's already down. Arctic is now down. Violet, did he ult yet? He did not. He just ult Spirit. He's going to be able to kill Spirit, maybe? He's probably going to kill Spirit. Okay, he has Draven stacks, but can he do anything? He's just going to die as well. That's a 4-for-1 for the side of GCC, all except Fichi going down. And Fichi's going to have to reset himself. It's going to be a free Herald and probably a free mid and top tower.
So just like we were talking about in the draft, the tools around the Draven are just paying off for the side of GCC. Draven was able to free hit for so long until Violet Cap managed to TP in and isolate him in the ulti, but by then, Draven had already gotten a double kill.
Yep, and Jinbu popping so early in the fight too means that the Victor can't really get all his damage out, and he is only on one item. So I mean, it's gonna be his just ult is gonna do a lot more later on. But at this stage in the game, he's gonna have to get more rotations out. Actually, we see them setting up a trap here, possibly to the ultless Mordekaiser, who's gonna walk up without a clue. They can go in here. That's gonna be subjugate, not used because it's not up, but he's gonna keep hitting him with lethal tempo. Bailout is on Donut, and he's just going to be able to just wail at him, get the kill. Good play, good map awareness. Probably Storm calling that one out. Good job by the whole GCC side to be able to stay and get the pick, and then possibly the tower might fall to minions. Or they might want to leave it up so that Mordekaiser can't safely farm. We'll see.
So GCA did get first tower there, but they are down 2 drags. Neffel in the bot lane.
It's a bit of a duel. Donut with Arctic and Neffel getting completely bursted down, but Arctic's really low now too. We're getting multiple fronts of action. Jinbu mid getting hit by Spirit.
Oh,
That's
good
a
ult.
Tristana ult disengaging the fight and Wing out. So Jinbu's getting out safe. Storm and Donut are on the chase. Arctic is low. Fichi's not that low, but he has to flash the pillar. He's going to flash onto Arctic, who's going to flash in response, and it's going to be 2 flashes. Not much else done. Just summoners gone from both sides. And GCA going to have to be the ones resetting on the back foot here.
I really like that Fichi lived there. That was a really good sequence from him there to get out of that situation. I thought for sure Stormblade was about to hunt his ass down.
Yeah, the ult was very good too early on, pushing 2 away.
Oh yeah, it was huge.
Definitely good awareness. Again, going back to what you were saying that he's definitely stepping it up, but Cap getting rooted. He does have ult. He can ult anyone. Oh, the Renata ult gets out on him though. Donut is subjugated on. He does not have subjugate actually, so he's just gonna run out. I'm surprised that did Violet have ults?
He does have ult right now. I think he's waiting for a good opportunity to get on Draven.
Yeah, probably. The Drake is up, and you can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to come in and contest. They're trying to get this river access. Fan is in. Arctic is in. Cap is coming in, but Feach is half HP. He didn't have time to reset. Can they even get anything done with their health bars this low? Storm. Oh, Storm smells Feachy. Yeah, if Feachy walks any closer, he might just be dead.
I think this is too hard for GCA to contest. I think they're too chunked.
Yep, and they keep getting poked out by the Renata, by the Cho'Gath, always threatening an engage. Arctic sees Storm, though, on the Oracle. Storm's going to back out. Jinbu's going to start hitting Drake. Donut is hitting Drake. He has Subjugate up now.
It's a
Are they
4v5,
gonna
though.
flip it, or they're looking for the fight? 3K. Donut is not ulting yet. Donut is subjugating the Mordekaiser, but he got ulted, I believe, so he can't smite. Okay, Donut's down. Cap's down. The Drake goes to Arctic. GCA get the Drake like they wanted. It's Violet's just wreaking havoc, but so is Spirit, who's coming in. Fichi doesn't have a jump.
He does have jump!
He gets it up. He jumps away. Storm is still alive. Arctic's all alone in the bottom of the blue team's jungle. Will the slow connect? It does. Will he get out? Nobody. The slow doesn't hit. I
think he
don't know if
lives.
they can catch him.
I think he lives.
I think he lives too.
Oh,
Storm
no!
Barring over.
No, no,
This
no.
is a little. Let's see. Does the chain connect? The Q.
Oh!
There's the W, and he doesn't even need the chain. The electricity proc is enough.
Oh no.
Pretty sloppy fight there. What do you think about that, Ruckus? GCA did get the dragon, but it wasn't really clear who was winning.
I think honestly that the fact that they managed to get drag while Tristana was hex gating in, I think was big. I think it's bad that the members of GCC, that were already stronger, continuing to pick up kills. I think that's problematic. Looking at a 5K gold deficit for GCA, Donut is having connection issues.
No, he's back. It was a joke, just a prank.
Uh,
Silly prank from Donut PvP.
I don't feel like
They're setting up for a bit of a play, and the knockup connects. Jimbo's just dead. Good hold of the abilities. No ults really used that were unnecessary. They just killed him and have all their ultimates left to continue the push. Bot lane resetting for GCA, but it's too late to save this tower.
um. So, what do you, I want to know what your thoughts are on Arctic playing a champion like Volibear, because we know that he likes to play the Lilia. Obviously, it's banned. Ugh, that damage
We're
is
seeing
disgusting.
damage. Yeah, it is disgusting. Storm's getting so much damage and just getting out scot-free. Wait, it looks like they might engage a fight. That's a flash E from the Mordekaiser onto Neffel, but he is the tank. Can he get a trade kill with ult? He does kill him. Arctic is low too. He dies as well. Violet is ulting Donut, but Donut wins in the Death Realm, and Vici and Jimbo are both 1 HP. They have to back out.
That's gonna be a Baron. I think that's a Baron angle.
Oh my god. Storm is looking for something. Don't know about that.
I don't know.
Hmm.
I
think,
like Volibear a lot. I don't know if I want Arctic playing a champion like Volibear.
Yeah, I'm gonna to go back. So to go back to that question, I think I personally don't like Volibear all that much, just because this champion is so reliant on you getting level 3 ganks, level 5 ganks off, and really putting your laners in a spot where they can snowball. So to do this, you need lanes that get like some prio, but this Victor early game is not going to have prio. And Arctic himself is the Lilia is known to clear fast, get items, get big sleeps, big ults in fights, and then do damage.
Right.
Volibear is the opposite. You don't do big damage in fights. What you do is you do early game. You don't clear. You don't focus on clearing. You get your levels. You hit your level 3, your level 6 spikes. You look for kills, and you let your team get the head and do the damage. So the comp itself, the pick is fine, but I do agree that it's really not kind of his style, what we're used to seeing him play.
Yeah, it's the 20 stack Magi's on Stormblade is
oppressive.
It is. It makes me not want to play League. Honestly, that's how bad it is making me feel for GCA. He is turbo accelerated right now.
Yep, and that might be a kill onto Kappa. Oh my God, Vici already he had to heal that. To heal, did Storm get death realmed? Oh my God, he got ulted by Mordekaiser and he can't even do anything. Mordekaiser has to reset. Vici has to reset. Span is half HP and probably gets killed if any CC lands onto him. Jimbu's also low. Arctic is there. Jimbu stepping a little far up, but he's okay. Thanks to Span's W.
Yeah, that is so much. He's doing 3/4 HP with every single spell rotation.
Yep, there's another pull. No Mordekaiser ult. There's the Volibear ult onto Neffel, but he is the tank. The Renata ult is massive, and they're just killing everybody. Vici's out, but Span is dead to Spirit. Spirit's just running through
Pentakill?
the team. Vici does not die. He does.
Oh my God! Everybody report Stormblade.
And Storm steals the Penta.
Oh man.
Reported.
Oh no.
Report him. Oh my goodness. You can't let him get away with that.
He can't keep getting away with this.
He can't keep getting. Donut is dying to something. Gets executed by a minion, and that is going to be game 1. Okay.
Okay.
Lot to talk about before next game, honestly.
Yeah. GCC takes game 1. What do you think? What do you think GCA's response is in the pick and ban phase? I think the Renata has to go, right? I think that was
Renata provides so much peel.
every single team fight. Every single time Spanaway had a Braum ulti angle and a choke point, they they had the same choke point with the Renata ulti, and it was it was so huge for the side of GCC, uh, and it just allowed Draven to free farm like the entire game. Excuse me, free hit on
Yep.
GCA. I think the Renata has to go.
That's not. That's definitely a good adjustment. I would like. I'd like to see that if they wanted to. I just want to see some sort of idea. Spirit Tracks wants me to make monkey noises. Spirit, what kind of monkey noises do you want? I can do a variety of monkeys for you. Until Spirit comes, he just said monkey.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
That's for you, Spirit. Good game. I just want to see them come into the draft with an idea. Whatever changes they make, I want it to have a purpose. If they want to get rid of the Renata because they think they want to fight in chokes, but it's being oppressive, and they want to dive onto Draven, but it's providing too much peel, then they should ban the Renata and they should draft more dive, more damage, and more ability to get to that backline. If they want to keep Renata up, that's fine, but they should definitely change how they're approaching the game. I just want to see any sort of adjustment that shows me that they're thinking about the game, they realize what went wrong, and they are trying to fix it. Because this early in the season, especially without their main mid laner, it's really all about how you respond to losses. I think that's an important thing too. If you could bounce back from a loss, especially one that was pretty okay at mid game, early game, but mid late just blew out of proportion. If you can bounce back, get a 1-1, even if you lose the series, I mean, it shows that you are able to fight back, and that's what I want to see.
Right, and I have to totally agree with you. And something else I think they need to think about is would they rather deal with a Draven that does ridiculous amounts of damage through all three aspects of the game, or would they rather deal with a Sivir that does significantly less damage early game but has ridiculous clear? I feel like that's a trade-off that they need to think about, especially when they're drafting bot lane. Um, Personally, I think they the way that they were playing bot lane, I think they get more value out of a Draven ban instead of a Sivir ban. Now, Spirit Tracks is going to hit 400 CS, but it's going to be they have more play potential around Arctic ganking a Sivir than a Draven. I think. What are your thoughts on that?
I like that. Like, I would not mind it if they. So the thing is, if they were to do that, Sivir has a bit of self peel with the spell shield. But if they then ban the Renata as well, make these adjustments that we were talking about, and make it so Sivir has as little peel as possible, one spell shield is not going to save her from a team diving onto her, right? So I like that. Even if Sivir gets super fed, if you have the right setup, if you mitigate the peel and maximize your dive, then put Arctic on something like Lilia. No matter what, if he's gonna have to spell shield the Nautilus Q or something, the Flash QR, for example, from a Lilia, it'll probably be banned. But this is just an example. Maybe like even a Vialt can't be stopped once the spell shield's gone, and then that is a dead Sivir, right?
Right.
So I like that. I would not mind seeing them maybe give the Sivir and try and do something else with it. Abuse its weak early game. We'll see. So
Um.
GCC. Wait, who got side select this game?
They're going same sides.
GCA opted to stay on red. Okay, so they really want that counter pick.
Can you go ahead and move to spectate for the boys? All right.
Could, or I could play AD carry for GCC.
Or you could do that. That is always on the table. Um. So looking at Spanaway's champs that he's played this season, of course there's going to be 300 games of Leona, uh, 60 games of
Sounds about right.
Shyvana, 29 on Thresh, 22 on Braum, and from there it drops off significantly, right?
Yep.
So if Leona's going to be banned every game, I, I don't feel like obviously he picked Braum first and Renata was
Yep.
the answer, but if they ban out the Renata, I think going Braum would be fine, but I think a change at support would be good. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree. Yeah, for sure. I think that so the Braum so I think I mentioned this in the first draft as well. But if he picked the Braum in response to the Renata. Now, if they pick an engaged support, I think
Yeah,
Braum is
yeah, you're right.
incredible.
He did pick it. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking back at the draft. He did pick it in response.
So if they pick an engaged support there, not an enchanter, I think Braum is a totally fine pick. He has the games on it. He's comfortable on it. Pick it. It's great. But if they pick an enchanter, you should. I'd like to see the Thresh. That's his in his top three supports played. That's the only other one, right? Leona, Braum, and then Thresh. So if he's comfortable pulling it out, I'd rather see that and maybe some sort of equally scaling AD carry. Thresh is known to be good with Aphelios and Jinx because he provides them the W Lantern repositioning and gives them that extra bit of safety and peel. So maybe they can opt into some kind of bot lane like that. If Fishi's comfortable on it, of course, that is a big thing hinging on this. So maybe the fact that Jinbu's not down there means they can't do the stuff that they might want to, but we won't know that till Hot Dog comes back.
Right. I
So
uh
they,
I was honestly okay with the way that Jinbu played mid.
oh yeah, mid, yeah,
I feel like he just had to deal with so much pressure. He constantly had Trundle in his lane,
of
and
course,
and then after the 15-minute mark, when Draven was ridiculously fed already, uh,
yeah,
Draven Renata mid as well, dealt a really tough hand to play game one.
so yeah. In the draft, we do see the Renata ban. Um, that's the adjustment. There you go. They keep the Urgot. All bans are the same so far, except they banned Renata instead of Vex, and they do a Draven ban as well. This is perfect. This is what we were talking about.
I,
Are they
I,
stream sniping us? What's
I
up
I
with that?
really need Arctic to go ahead and give us the credit for coming up with your
Yeah,
bans for
yeah.
this
Like
game.
we were drafting for them. It's unreal, and they stick with the B1 Trundle. It worked out last game. Comfort pick, no
Mordekaiser
problem.
coming in again for GCA,
Salty run back.
calling my shot right now because you still have the flex option for it, right?
Of course, yeah. You still have the flex. It didn't really pan out last time, but there it is. Okay, okay. Predicting the draft. What's here? What's here? Give me the next one.
Arctic, I want my goddamn RP, man.
What's R2 Ruckus? Call it.
R2 is they're gonna go ADC here. They pick Sivir.
They left it up. They're gonna pick it away. Let's see. Let's see if the call is correct.
Waiting for the call to
Ten
come in.
seconds left. We're waiting for the call. 5 seconds left. It's Tristana again. They're running it back.
I thought he did good on the Tristana. I mean, obviously he's gonna fall behind in CS to Spirit Tracks, but I mean, this it's just gonna happen. He still managed to pick
Maokai.
up kills. He still did respectable damage. Well, actually, we didn't get to see the damage charts, but he was still picking
Definitely
up
not.
kills.
Oh yeah, is a scaling AD carry, which is also aggressive early game. I don't mind it. That's gonna be a Maokai probably support. Could be top. We'll see. So Maokai Samira as a lane. I'm not sure how that goes, but that's another aggressive AD for Spirit.
Yeah, and Nubity has a lot of comfort on the Maokai pick, and
Mm-hmm.
especially it hasn't been meta for a minute, but if you pick squishy supports into it, it feels really bad, and they're not gonna have that problem because it's gonna be a Nautilus anyways. Um,
Yeah, I
so
like that.
the
I like
saplings are
that.
just they're gonna be annoying, and that's gonna be just about it.
So Maokai is a champ that plays more like an enchanter with the Leandre's build, right?
Right.
Or mandate. When it's pick support, it's usually not tank. So the fact that if he went Braum here, I would have felt lukewarm about it again. So the Nautilus is good. I like the
Well,
Nautilus.
you know he's
Didn't
gonna
want to
go
go Thresh.
mandate because Stormblade's on that team, and every
Stormblade. No, actually, you are right. I got some insider info. When I'm on the team I play with Storm, we have been practicing a Maokai comp. So he is bringing over the prep over here. It seems. Uh, See if they can play the Maokai here. It does rely a lot on objective setup though. So if they don't get absurdly far ahead, they're gonna need good objective setup with saplings to make the Maokai pick work.
But yet again, it's game two, and we're already seeing Nubity pick a huge team fight ulti support.
Yeah.
He's gonna have just as much impact on the Maokai, more than likely, as he did as Renata. Like the Maokai ult can turn a fight just as quickly as a Renata ult can.
It is obviously less peel, but it's still it's the Maokai itself is more damage than the Renata.
Vayne?
Uh, that's into the Trundle. I don't hate it, but saplings plus Trundle E is gonna be a world of hurt. I do like the Vayne into Samira, as Vayne Condemn will cancel Samira ult. The question is if how often are they gonna get that ideal scenario, you know? But I actually like what they're doing. They're saving R5 for a counter pick for Jinbu. I did not like how they blinded mid and let Storm get whatever he was comfortable on. So now they're forcing him to blind, and he blinds the Syndra.
Kled.
Yep, that's a Neffel classic.
Oh boy.
That's a Neffel classic. I don't mind this comp. They have the similar thing. They have
Do you think
a
Violet Cap
beacon
could
top.
go Vayne top? There's a lot of flexibility in GCA's draft right now.
I don't mind it. The thing about Vayne top into Kled is if you get hit by a bear trap on a rope, you are dead, my friend, as an AD carry.
Yeah.
If he's confident on it, oh,
Okay.
there it is. Yep, that's the Shen. I don't
No way it's
know.
Shin support, right?
No, no. Where do you think the Nautilus is gonna go? Jungle?
Jungle.
Only I can play that. Get that out of here.
Nightmare Seta would like to enter the chat. Uh,
Like the draft one, Soko. I did. Spirit, goofy ass. All right, looks like they're all ready. Here we go. Going into picking. All right. All right. All right. All right. We saw
I
some
want
adjustments.
Violet Cap to do me proud on the Shin, since I've been called out as a Shin enjoyer in this league.
Are you not?
Oh, I am.
Gotta enjoy some Shen.
You saw that little bit of banter from Mr. Hot Dog Bunblade, right?
I did. I did.
Did you notice how he left off Croc?
I
He,
did.
he only mentioned 4 people.
He mentioned 4 of us. Yeah.
And Nightmare Seta
I don't
is
know.
actually in the chat. Nautilus jungle
Oh my
enjoyer, right?
So when I've gone Nautilus Jungle, I've always gone PTA and Divine Deceiver myself. I don't think they're gonna opt for the Nautilus Jungle, but if they do, that's the build I'd like to see personally.
Yeah.
And I'll have you know, actually, I played a flex game earlier today as Shen's support, and I went 6-0-9. So maybe I'm also a Shen enjoyer.
Huh. So what I'm hearing is that it is viable for me to play Shin support right now.
Hey, you heard it. You didn't hear it from me, but yes. 6-0-9. That's a perfect KDA for those of you that couldn't do the math.
It is actually the most perfect KDA that you could have in a game of League of Legends.
It quite literally doesn't get better.
Nightmare Seta has confirmed Nautilus jungle enjoyer. Red Smite 1v1 too easy.
Yep. But it looks like they're going the Mordekaiser jungle, not the Nautilus. Do you think it's a misplay? Whoa, hey, whoa, they got that Jinbu on the Tristana.
I kind of thought that it had to be Tristana mid
It had to
after
be.
after
It had
Vayne
to
got
be.
locked in.
Nope. We just had to see the confirmation. But Vayne into Syndra sounds awful. So I'm glad he did this.
Yeah, that he would have had even less fun.
Yep.
No
All
way
right,
he'd
talk
get
to
away
me.
from him.
Do you think that that GCA tried to make these flex picks work too much? Do you think they opted too much into them, or do you think it was a good draft choice?
Ah, it's tough because right now they're down momentum, right? And they're playing around in the draft trying to create confusion for GCC, right?
Yep.
I think it's fine. I think I like Shin. I like Violet Cap on the Shin. I like Arctic on the Mordekaiser more than I liked him on the. I'm gonna like him on the Volibear. I think
I'll agree.
Tristana gives Jimbu options mid lane for getting away from the Trundle. Um, and I think Fichi can keep up. He's gonna be down CS, I think, but I think he's still gonna be impactful in game. And I think, especially with the Nautilus, um, I like the Nautilus more than the Braum pick last game.
Hmm.
So I think
Definitely.
I think GCA's draft is fine, but that's only one half of the story, right? We really haven't even talked about GCC's draft.
Yeah, well, let's discuss it. What do you think about how GCC have drafted this game? I personally don't think it's that much different stylistically.
No, I think it could be an even better draft than their game one, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because you have Maokai ulti that's going to increase with speed. You have Kled ulti that's going to give the entire team speed up, and you're going to have a Trundle and a Samira running around everywhere, and you're going to have a high damage mid in Syndra, right? So the big thing this game, it's the same story for GCA. They really have to think about how they approach these fights. They need to be mindful of what ultis are up, what summoner spells are up, and they need to look for the appropriate angles. I think if they can, when they're looking, if they get it to an objective first and can set up vision control and look for a pick, I think that's the most optimal way for them to approach these fights. Because 5v5 situation, which team do you think has the advantage? Right now, I'm leaning more towards GCC.
GCC has the more traditional front to back for sure. I think it all depends on how the early game plays out because this Mordekaiser is big. Mordekaiser after he gets either Sunfire or Frostfire, I'm assuming that's what's going to be built. So it's going to be Sunfire or Frostfire into Nashor's or Demonic. That's going to 1v1 Syndra and that's going to 1v1 Samira very easily. So in a fight, you got to remember it's going to be probably 4v4 with a Mordekaiser 90% of the chance going to be killing one of the two primary carries. So, if the other carry, whoever doesn't get ulted, is strong enough, combined with the Trundle and the Kled being ahead enough of their counterparts, or rather, since the Trundle won't be fighting the Mordekaiser, just ahead enough to be able to frontline, we'll see. If the Shen and Nihilus have enough peel for the ADs, the ADCs who are going to have probably Kraken Slayer, they will melt this Kled and this Trundle in an even game state. So it's all up to whoever really plays around early game the most.
So I have to agree with you. GCA is front loaded on the damage, especially with double ADCs, and they're gonna
Yep.
have the peel for it too. They're gonna have Shin
Yep.
ulti, taunt, Nautilus knockup, Q, and Mordekaiser potentially wrecking havoc and taking someone out of a fight for a few seconds, right? So I think it's gonna be really important how Violet and Spanaway position in these fights and how clean they can keep Jimbu and Fichi. And that's going to be the way the burger flips this game. It's totally on Violet Cap and Spanaway in these team fights. Because otherwise, I think GCC has the advantage.
Oh, for sure. They do have more damage and bruisers that do insane amounts of damage. So this Trundle ult on the Shen will not be pretty. He's going to get a lot of stats, and the Shen's going to melt like butter again if they get ahead.
Now,
If they're
if
even slightly ahead, it's gonna be
yeah, now if Violet Cap was catching up on some old VODs, I'm sure he could see a lot of Ruckus and Neffel gameplay of Shin versus Kled. So maybe he's got some inspiration.
yeah, Ruckus. Who wins? What champ is better on that matchup?
Oh, Neffel,
Personal experience.
Kled all day, especially with Ignite. It's really hard. Yeah, so for Shin and Lane, he has to solely play off of um Kled misplaying because um I got in the game just fine. Did you get in the game just fine?
Yep. Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right,
did too.
awesome. So he has to play reactively, which is fine. I mean, you're playing a tank anyways, and 9 times out of 10, Neffel's gonna shove the lane in anyways. So you can get, and with Violet Cat being a better player than me, he can get almost all of his CS anyways, and they're gonna look for an invade.
Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, they are all grouping as five.
Gonna get snuffed
Oh,
out though.
Spirit sees him. Yep. All right. Oh, they get that ward XP. That's big. Let's see who got the ward. Span has a little more XP than he would have otherwise. Report me. Reported. The all chat is all in good fun. Span's gonna walk right into a little funny present that was left by Nobody.
2 game suspensions coming in for all chat abusers. Spanaway in
Oh
a
my
bad position
god!
here.
Look at this. He's gonna have to flash for sure, unless he doesn't. Yep, there it is. All right, the shenanigans end up paying off, and it looks like they're just gonna take away the blue buff. Nothing wrong with that. They forced him out. Arctic's gonna need to decide what he wants to do here with pathing now. It's a little hard. If they try and vertical jungle, Arctic is gonna have to play towards top side, and if Neffel is aware of that, then he should be able to play safe around it.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Neffel's gonna be able to play as aggressive as he wants because he's gonna have a pretty good idea of where Mordekaiser is with that ward on red.
Yep. And already going for a level 1 trade into the Shen Q. I probably think he would wait for W, but he knows his champion.
It's honestly not a bad trade for Violet Cap.
Oh, there it is again. Oh no, I think Violet. I think the Shen Q probably outweighs the damage from the Kled Q this early into the game.
Yeah.
Already setting up the saplings.
But the big thing that he has to be careful of, especially level 1, is that ignite from the Kled because that turns the entire fight.
Yep. But if he can play around it, oh, already a stun coming in mid. Just a bit of a trade. Another trade coming in top. There's the W. He is igniting him. If Neffel can, is he gonna flash?
He's fine.
No.
Actually,
It's turning around. Neffel's gonna have to flash away. That's first blood. That's a massive misplay by Neffel.
exactly
He
how I said it. You just gotta play around. You just gotta play around the Neffel misplays, and you can make Shin into Kled work, especially with ignite.
Oh, there's a flash by Nubity onto Span with no flash. It's pretty good. Is there no pillar on the Trundle? Oh no, he did pillar early. It was just
Oh
not
my
enough.
god!
Span's gonna get out. Ooh, this is
He's not even
not good for GCC. And Spirit is low. Donut is having to move. Donut was pinging some connectivity issues there, going up to 3 or 4 MS before this. He could get zoned off this whole wave, especially with Donut going to Scuttle. Let's see if Span... Oh, the Hex Flash! Wow. Span is a Giga Chat for that. Channels Hex Flash middle of lane.
He's a Giga Chad for queuing there and letting Fiji get the kill. Oh my goodness, what a play from Spanaway and Fiji.
Turning that around big time. Just a little bit of maybe miscommunication on the timing by GCC, or maybe just some lag issues. Either way, that's it's 2 kills opposite sides of the map going to GCA. That's what you like to see after last game.
Yeah, setting the tempo early, and I think they can continue to play aggressive in the spot lane, especially with Spirit Tracks disrespecting them at 1/4 HP.
Yeah, if he missteps, I mean, he has no heal. He only has Ghost. Jimbo's been getting nailed by these Syndries. It is a little rough, but if he doesn't die, that's all that really matters.
Yeah,
Once Syndra gets ult, he's gonna have to worry though.
we just have to see how much Donut decides to play around mid this game.
Yep. And that's go. Oh, might have been a misclick on a W by Nubity for a minion instead of Fiji. Big damage, but here comes Donut. Onto Span. Good condemn. I think they're just going to be able to walk out probably. Yeah. There's a trade going on top lane. They're still moving forward. I'm really not sure what they're going to get out of this. Yeah, with no... Oh, if that hit, that could have been a kill on to Nubity. But in any case, I mean, they get out scot-free, wasting more of Donut's time. I'm not sure how I like the Ghost on the Trundle, as opposed to the Flash.
I think it's weird too. But I'm honestly more impressed with the way that Fiji was kiting there in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, this bot lane is... After what happened last game, they know they didn't play bad. They know that they were playing confidently, and they're still playing confidently. That's what you love to see.
Right. And
Not being intimidated.
again, Neffel shoving waves into top tower just plays into the Shin. Arctic gives Stormblade a little hug, and they walk away.
What good bros they are.
Just the best of
Violet's
friends.
W blocking most of the damage from the Kled W. Yeah, another good trade, and he's up a level. When he gets taunt up, or maybe he just wants to walk in now, he's getting the grass proc. But I think he took a bit of unnecessary damage there.
Yeah, he
He
does.
did have a good trade.
Neffel does have Ignite too. He's got to be careful playing around this
He's
wave.
got that. That's going to be a stun probably from Storm. There it is. Oh, but that's Jinbu 6 as well.
Donut's in the area though.
Jinbu knows. Do they have it warded?
No, there's no wards there.
They did. That was a blue missing ping. So Jinbu is just very scared at his HP, which he should be. Trundle's coming out, and Jinbu W is away. We can see that on the mini map. Yeah, this top lane is a little volatile right now.
Yeah. Kled
Cap is super low.
and Kled did get the remount earlier, so he has to go back to playing safe. Arctic is there. Donut 6 synthesis on as well, clearing Scuttle. Has to see if he looks top.
Oh, the taunt hits! Oh, but Arctic doesn't. It's not close enough to look for that play.
I don't like
Just
that
gonna look
angle.
back to Krugs.
I think Arctic needs to walk around there. I don't think
Yeah, either
he
walk
wasn't.
around or
I don't think he was 100% sold on that fight.
probably he was probably worried about the vision too. But I mean, even if he was able to make it, Neffel has R, right? So if he's
Yeah.
not there to cut him off, he can ult out. His bot lane's still playing very well. I actually want to talk about Arctic. He's up CS.
Right.
This is partially due to Span and Fichi, right? Drawing so much of Donut's attention. He's here again, and they have not gotten anything bot lane in all the times Donut's come here.
Right.
And that just let Arctic catch up despite the early invade on his blue. Really good stuff.
Right. Maybe got Donut having to scratch his head just a little bit, running around the map every which way. Meanwhile, Arctic happily farming away.
And once that Mordekaiser gets 6, that's what he wants to do, you know? And I mean, he's almost there. Up CS, he's going to hit 6 before the Trundle at this rate. And
no doubt.
a much stronger champion. Much stronger champion at 6. In the gank, respectively. Respective 2 ganks. There you go.
Arctic refuses to let old habits die. Still has not backed.
Oh,
Good
actually,
dodge.
Good dodge by Jinbu. Yeah, nice. Putting on the fancy feet. He still hasn't backed, you say? He's sitting on 2k gold.
Has
It's
not
a
backed.
fight brewing. Here it is. Donut's still 5. Arctic is coming from the top of river with ult. Spirit's ulting. What can they do? Can they kill Spirit in time?
Exhaust went
He's
down.
ulting Spirit, and Spirit flashes over, but so does Arctic. Yep, this is probably going to be a kill into Spirit by the Mordekaiser. Oh. Yeah, it's a kill.
Eventually.
Eventually. There it
The
is.
microwave
Okay.
death.
Yep.
Mordekaiser passive just slowly microwaving Spirit tracks.
That's 2.5k gold now for Mordekaiser, and it's ulting in. Neffel using everything, going under tower. Violet's just going to have to reset here. He has TP to go back. And they're going to secure the Drake and hopefully get some resets and buy some items, Arctic.
No, he's got camps up. He can't reset.
Oh, come on. He could get caught here. He's moving mid.
Oh my
He's never
goodness.
oh my god, and it's a good top lane, but he gets remounted, and he's going to go in and try and kill Storm.
Oh man.
Does he burn him?
The microwave!
He kills him!
It's worth. It's worth.
2.9k gold on the reset. Why recall when you can die?
It's the only way he's gonna buy. The amount of buys that Arctic has in this game is gonna be solely dictated on his
see.
death counter.
I want to see. Watch his items. 3k. Oh, there it goes. He's got the 2 components for Sunfire. This Mordekaiser is going to be nigh unkillable.
Honestly,
Except for maybe a Trundle ult.
I gotta say, I think that's so toxic of him that he plays like that for GCA. He's just sitting on the power spike the entire first 10 minutes of the game until he dies.
Did he have a shutdown? Or, No, he didn't even have a shutdown. It looks like he only had one kill, then he killed Storm and then died immediately after. So I think, oh, okay, it's banned with the Hex Flash. Does he have R? He does not. They're gonna try and kill Spirit before his ult can come out. Oh, he windwalls it. He's gonna die anyways. Vici could get nobody here too. Yeah, he's gonna get his next Q, and because of the 900 passive movement speed, he's just gonna go up and get it. 2 kills for Vici in the bot lane.
I
That's
love the way that GCA is playing this early game.
for sure. I actually want to hear, because it looks like we're not gonna get any big plays. Okay, I stand corrected. There's a fight coming in top lane. Okay, yeah, Neffle's gonna be dismounted. Here's Arctic with ult. Gonna send him to the Shadow Realm. No, doesn't have to. Perfect. Well played. Knows that he can survive anyways. Knows his top laner won't die, and gets the kill. Storm clears some vision. Jinbu moving in together with Arctic. And now I'm sure we won't get any crazy plays, right?
Assuredly.
I stand corrected. They're going in a donut, but he's safe. So, okay, now that we have a bit of a lull where they're just going to take some camps, and we got bot lane on reset, Jima's going to catch mid wave. I want to hear what you think about the difference in how Donut has played this game. He only has 1 KP compared to Arctic's 5 because of those 3 failed ganks. What do you think?
This is something that Stormblade's got to talk to him about in VODs, assuredly. He's going to say that he should have spent all that time mid instead, because that's what worked game 1. He should have stuck to the plan game 1 because he had so much more pressure. You have Jinbu playing off role. I feel like you just have to try and abuse it. You have to trust Spirit Tracks and Nubity to win their lane, and it didn't work out for them this game. But you need to play around the mid and enable Stormblade, because now he's just at a disadvantage.
Yep, that's a good Maokai ultimate to disengage the fight. Span looking, but he gets windwalled. Yeah, Storm is he's up CS, but he's really not any. He doesn't have a meaningful lead. He has the Dark Seal like he did last game, but it's 0 stacks
But
because of his death earlier.
yeah,
so.
because he's playing in this game, he's playing an immobile champion, and he hasn't gotten jungle attention. That's how you defeat
That's what
Stormblade.
goes from Spirit Tracks, and that's the condemn. That's why we talked about it. Yeah, the Vayne pick can just condemn away the Samira ultimate. It's really well played. No pull for the Mordekaiser, but yeah, one could argue that Donut's time would have been better spent anywhere other than the bot lane, just because that lane into the Nautilus who has the peel and the Vayne who can Q condemn, it's just not really worth his time, right?
Right.
Even getting mid ahead or even forcing Cap off some waves to prevent him from, maybe getting an XP advantage. Anything could have been done better. He just kind of spent some time, this is what some junglers end up doing, is you're looking for a lot of plays, but you end up walking back and forth on the map, not actually doing anything. And that downtime you spend not doing anything could always have been spent farming or applying pressure, clearing vision, pushing waves, ganking. And all that time he spent doing that, Arctic was farming till 6. Now he's level 8, a whole level up, probably a little more than a level.
Right.
And he has, how much gold does he have up on him? 500 gold up, with much more impactful items at this stage of the game.
Right, and the last time we saw him bot, he spent a solid 30 seconds pacing back and forth, getting vision on drag, standing in tribush. The whole time Arctic was just farming, like you said. And it really just didn't pay off for him, especially when you have camps up. This is something that we had to talk about with our sub jungler, is that like when you don't have to force plays on jungle, you just need to stay even in levels and keep your CS up as much as possible to contest objectives.
And here is kind of looking to maybe get some of that lead back as he's looking for a fight. Violet, good flash under his tower, but Donut's still looking for something. That's not a great ignite by Neffel. The ignite and subjugate both go out, as well as the ghost from Donut, but it's not gonna lead to anything. It's just clearing.
I think he could.
Oh, Violet's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Donut is substantially far behind. Oh, Storm. This is definitely a kill now.
It's
Unless Violet is
Uh,
able to just get out because
oh.
is Dota gonna die?
Oh
No way!
no! It's a
This is the worst
disaster.
case scenario. Nephil ult down, Storm ult down, and they're just getting pushed off by Jimbu and Arctic, who have now moved up to the play to protect their top laner. What? This is just everything's going right for GCA.
So I know that I said that I don't like Violet Cap on these kinds of picks, but I think I got to make it an exception because Shin has deceptive damage and the outplay potential in these sorts of situations, especially when you know you're playing into Nephil, where you're gonna dice roll one of 4 champions, and
Yep.
honestly, Shin does pretty well into half of them.
Actually, here the thing about Shen's damage is insane because I said I played him support earlier today, and this guy has so many scalings on his Q. Like you hit shift over his Q and you just see everything go up. He has bonus magic damage based on AP and maximum health and target maximum health bonus damage when you pull it through, pull the Q through them as it's going towards you, and you just get bonus attack speed. This ability is broken. All right, Shen Q is broken.
Oh, it's just fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
All right. So there's been a lot going on, and there's been a lot of things that we've been talking about, a lot of meaningful, impactful things. But I feel like the biggest thing that we haven't talked about is just how well Fichi is playing right now and how comfortable he looks on Vayne, especially paired with the Nautilus, who is looking for more right here. A little off.
Looking for something, maybe just waiting for Jimbu, who's gonna get spotted out by the ward. But if they could still look, they're definitely full committing. That's the ult going in, but that's gonna be the flash from Spirit. Definitely a worth trade, as long as no one dies. Yep, they know Jimbu's there because of the ward. Storm getting some poke, but it's not enough to kill Arctic.
But Fichi just having a turnaround performance than he was game one. Game one, he was down like 60 CS. A lot better CS this game, and 4 kills, no deaths. It's huge. Yep. It's huge for GCA.
Here's the thing. I think Fichi was still playing the same level of confidence as he was game one, but this time he was enabled. His the support matchup was way better. I liked the non-list pick into the Maokai, and they just played it way better. And he didn't let that loss affect his confidence in any way. He stayed strong, and once he got the first kill, he may be down CS because he's a less experienced AD carry player, but that does not hold a candle to the fact that he's still playing aggressively against Spirit, one of the highest AD carries in the league, highest ranked.
Right, and
you got to give him that.
And on the opposite side of that, Jimbu had basically a free lane this game. Yeah, he had to deal with Syndra's damage, and he was getting hit by a few stuns, but not having Trundle sit in his lane for the first 10 minutes of the game has been another huge thing for GCA, and that Stormblade hasn't been enabled, and Jimbu is still in the game.
Exactly, yeah, Jimbu. And here's the thing we talked about, actually. They both went Kraken Slayer like we thought. They are going to melt this front line, these two AD carries. The double AD carry setup is usually hard to pull off, but this, as we see Fichi going in to pick off Nubity, the Condemn still hits despite the flash. He's getting rooted. Maybe he went too far. It's the Shen ult coming in, and the shields. He's just unkillable. And here go the AD carries. Spirit's getting into stopwatch. Here comes Nephil. Spirit's dying. Nephil got ulted, I believe.
Yes.
He did. There's the Q onto Stormblade. It's not enough. Storm's going to have to run away. They can just switch their attention to Nephil, who's going to... Storm's going to land onto Jibu, but Neffil's still going to drop. That's 4 for 1, with Storm being the only one surviving. That's the perfect fight. Fichi had everything thrown at him, but the peel was too much. That's what you're talking about with the Shen ult. They see Storm. They're maybe going to even look for the 5th kill. Oh, there's the TP. Storm knows he was on a ward. And that's the flash away from the stun, but he holds it, and the ult does not kill it. Whoa, that's a kill! 5 clean kills, with only 1 being traded back, and it was the support.
Oh, no.
And that's Soul Point 2. Next is Infernal Soul for the double AD carry team. This is a nightmare situation for GCC.
So obviously this game is still going on, and it's only a 3.5K gold lead, right? It's not completely over. It's feeling doomed right now.
There's Arctic with a bit of an overstay, possibly.
W? Yeah,
No.
it's greedy.
That's a bit much, but he had to recall.
Yeah,
Right? He had to recall.
It's time for him to recall.
He recalls by dying, spending his 1K gold to get a blasting wand. Looks like he's definitely going for the demonic second. Totally good item. I think the Nashers would have been a little better into the Neffel Donut because he's going to be, after he gets out of Death Realm, he's going to have to be fighting the frontliners. Demonic's totally fine, though. Donut with the classic disconnect to reconnect that we've been seeing. I'm not sure about the strategy, but it's not paying off this game. Okay, they're turning on to Shen. 4 of them hitting the Shen with W up. Span getting hit. He lockets himself. Fichi's getting hit as well. He has Bear Trap on a rope on him. He's getting ulted, and that Spirit getting a kill back onto Fichi. They might have extended a little too far. Good pull by Arctic. He's going to be able to pull Spirit Tracks into the Death Realm. Gets hit by Tower, and he's going to drop. Is he going to be able to survive? That's Shen out going on to Arctic. Arctic does have Sunfire ticking. He's melting them. He's microwaving them harder than he usually would. There's another hit, and he's getting a double kill. Arctic is doing a lot of damage in these fights just with Sunfire. This champ is broken. Tell me about it.
So, let me tell you about it. I liked what GCC did there. They absolutely took advantage of the Mordekaiser pick, and they punished GCA because without the Mordekaiser being there in the front to ult people away from these two ADCs, they both just get picked off, right? And that's what happened there.
Yep.
The second Mordekaiser gets back up, GCC can't play the game.
Yeah, it's a very good pick because, like we said, I mean, it got rid of the Samira that fight. Gets rid of one of the damage threats, and now there's not much they can do. And the Shen ult was used on the Mordekaiser this time, which definitely worked out because the AD carries were dead. But imagine if the AD carries weren't dead and the Mordekaiser was still disrupting all of that. That's how the fights have been playing out. I think you're right that they took a great advantage there when GCA was overextended. But
right, and
we're back to even playing field now.
And for it being an 18-6 game, the gold isn't significantly in GCA's favor, right? And
that's where you pay testament to the CS, right?
Yeah, you do have CS leads in mid and bot. GCA with a favorable CS advantage in the jungle, even top lane. So Storm and Spirit Tracks really keeping the gold manageable for GCC, but really with actually let me take a look here at the gold. Actually, Jimbu is even in gold. And Fishi's only down 700. So Spanaway's up 8.
A little surprising though. I don't know. I didn't know that. Did Samira did get a shutdown? Correct on Fichi.
I think she did.
Yeah. So Spirit did get the shutdown, which was it had to be a K, right? Something massive, a K or 700. But that shutdown brought him to have a gold lead in the lane. Oh, they're starting up Baron.
It was a 600. It was 600 gold.
600 bounty.
600 bounty. So.
Oh, so it was a 900 gold kill in total. That's right. That's big. Okay, yeah. Arctic secures the Baron as they come in a little late. Donut is gonna be secured dead easily at the start of the fight. Nobody's ulting in, but it's late. Arctic already. Spirit flashed the wall. Nobody's going to be dead. What's going to happen? The pull does not hit, but Jimbo's going over. Oh, he's getting ulted away. The hook lands. Can Span do anything, or is he going to drop? He's going to drop. Maybe a bit too far from the GCA bot laner.
A little ambitious. A little ambitious. I don't hate it. I think it looks good. It looks good until you die, right?
Yeah. Oh, the flash! But Jimbo, can he get the kill? That's the Shen ult going on to him too, and it's enough. It's enough to save him and get him the 2 kills. Jimbo playing aggressively, getting the ace, keeping the Baron as well.
So not ideal to lose 2 members there, but they're gonna get a good push off mid, and they should be able to set up for drag, and it's gonna be a kill.
That's gonna be a pick. Massive pick onto Nubity, the warder. the champion that was picked specifically to set up around these objectives, and they haven't gotten a single one. This champion is a little difficult to execute because of all that we were talking about. I don't know. Donut is just running in. He's just going to try and 2v2 with Neffel. Jimbo has W though, but the pull comes back. Jimbo's probably going to drop
Spanaway's here.
What can Arctic do? Can he kill Donut by himself? There's the knockup coming up. Arctic can probably get a kill. That's beautiful. And with the heal coming through after the Triumph proc, looks like Neffel's going to drop too.
Stormblade
Not
here
quite yet.
now.
Storm is here.
Fiji on the
Peach
flank.
is back. Yeah. What can they do? Arctic is stuck. Arctic stuck where Spirit is. That's a good hook onto Neffel. He should drop very shortly, unless he gets remounted, which he does. The Condemn is not good into a wall. Oh, and the Q misses by Storm.
Oh my
Storm's Q did
god!
not hit.
Fiji's
What's happening
smurfing!
here? Is Spirit gonna get a kill? He's not. Spirit almost wiped the back of that fight and might have been able to stop Fiji and Violet from doing this objective, but Arctic and Span survive. Nobody here with the Maokai ult. He's coming in late after getting picked off early. That's the Drake. That's the Soul. Nobody's gonna drop, and that's just gonna be a horror for GCC after what looked really, really good.
Fiji fucking smurfed that fight right there. There's no other way to describe what Fiji just did right there, Soko. He is
I will
playing
agree.
out of his mind right now.
Everyone's had their highlight performances. I mean, Jimbo with the double kill tower dive after the Baron, and now Fiji just completely securing the soul for the team. Let's see what happens here. They all have their ults except Fiji. All of GCA has ults. Will Arctic ult? He ults Spirit. That's going to be a kill. He has W coming out of Death Realm. They're going to be another kill. Jimbo's free hitting. Fiji's free hitting. It's really too much for them to deal with. The frontliners can't fight against this AD carry setup. Bork and Kraken on one, and then Bork PD and Last Whisper on the other. How do you play into this? It's too much. They did not get ahead in the early game, and they can't win these fights when Arctic ults away one of the key members.
All right, so GCA now has an appropriate gold lead after those 3 fights.
Yeah.
And
That
getting
looks-
some
that looks about
objectives.
right.
So the gold has been corrected. The deposits have been made. I think going back to a comment you made when GCA were drafting this, if you thought it was a mistake having all these flex picks, I'm gonna say it's a definitive no. The writing is on the wall for this game, and it's looking like a 92% GCA win, right? Especially
Knock on some wood, but yes.
yeah, I got a win desk right here. But Infernal Soul up roughly almost 10k. Their objective control has been much better this game. They have been in the driver's seat the entire game. You would like to see them have more towers at this point,
Yep.
but they are playing a little. I was gonna say a little bit safer, but Jimbu is jumping in all crazy like on the Tristana. It is a little bit more conservative gameplay from the side of GCA this game, and really just looking to take advantage of these massive team fight wipes that they've been going through. So it's been a really slow bleed that GCA's been putting on GCC this game, and it's working out in their favor. The only thing they have to be careful of is if they take one bad fight, if Tristana or Vayne get picked off before a fight, the entire comp falls apart, and they could potentially lose the game, right?
Yep. They need both those ADCs hitting the fights. And similarly, Arctic has to have a good ult. I'm actually really surprised that Spirit hasn't picked up a QSS yet. I think he is starved for gold, right? He's 1-7 right now,
Right.
barely on 2.5 items. But I think you need it at this point. Maybe he hasn't quite realized that like this ult onto him by the Mordekaiser is stunting so much that GCA wants to do. It's one of their main damage dealers, and it's just gone. It's just being neutralized. So I'm surprised he doesn't have it yet, but
yeah, I'm surprised
knows?
too. And he does have 11k, just prioritizing the damage to try and deal with this front line.
I
And
guess the damage just goes into it's just getting pumped into a Mordekaiser though, who's just gonna kill him.
right.
I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna We're gonna see if he ends up picking one up, but it's too late. They're dropping Baron.
This is
You saw Storm pinging objectives earlier. They know they can't do Baron. I think what Storm's calling for, guys, let's get waves. Let's sit pretty, sit back, try to not lose the game. And if we can wait till Elder, we can maybe try and flip. And if they win Elder, that's a chance that they get a wipe. And with death timers as long as they're gonna be, maybe they could run it down mid and end the game. That's their only hope. That's a good engage, though, by Neffel. It's gonna Feach is gonna flash out. He's gonna be alive. Jinbu's gonna kill Neffel. Arctic ulted Storm this fight. I don't know if that was the play. Spirit's in the backline. He gets CC'd, though. He's probably gonna drop. Will he? Violet? He does. Jinbu flashes out.
Oh my
Feach
god!
did drop that fight, but it's gonna be 4-for-1. Donut is going to get out, but barely. Violet is going to push this lane, and he's TPing to the base. Donut knows what's happening.
Stormblade's
Storm
calling
puts the
GG.
GG in the chat. There's nothing he can do. There goes Donut dropping to the 7-0. What I say? Perfect KDA on the Shen. I told you that champ is broken. Get it out of here.
It.
They pick broken champs. They pick Shen, they pick Mordekaiser.
When did you ping gold, Arctic?
I mean, if it works.
How much gold does Arctic have? 2K. He has to
He
reset, right?
has
He's
to
gotta
reset
reset
right
it.
now.
Arctic, you gotta reset, spend your gold, man. He does not get the reset off. One might call that an L, but I call that a W. Good win. Good win. Good bounce back. That's what we were saying. They adjusted. They adjusted in draft. They picked what they wanted. And they won the second game with a pretty hard to execute comp. Double AD carry is not easy. I don't know. I think they should be proud of themselves for that. They played that comp very well.
I agree.
And on the contrary.
Our advice came in pretty clutch for the side of GCA. Not gonna lie.
True. Yep, we did. We literally drafted them their win, but we'll give them the credit. Let's talk about GCC's draft, though. Because they drafted a Maokai support whose idea is to play around objectives.
Right.
How many objectives did they get?
0. Just roughly speaking, 0. Right. I think they got.
To estimate?
They got one. They got one Rift Herald. They got one Rift
Yeah,
Herald.
oh, yeah, they got a Herald. Yeah. And Maokai wasn't even there for that. It was just soloed by Trundle. This Maokai pick kind of fell flat on its face. I'm not going to lie to you.
I
It
didn't like it. And I think banning the Draven was the correct move. I think Draven is potentially Spirit Tracks' best ADC, and he still played relatively well in lane this game. The Trundle ganks didn't go their way. I
You get absolutely.
I didn't like the Trundle attention bot lane. I don't think that's how GCC's gonna win games.
Yep.
I think you just need to let Spirit Tracks and Nubity farm lane, create their own pressure, look for their own kills, unless it's like super ideal, and you just have Donut sit mid, enable Stormblade, because it's like a night and day difference, right? Where the jungle goes between game 1 and game 2, as to how GCC does in game.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. Even I'd like them to stay away from bot. Bot's gonna win on its own, right? You just see maybe they thought they could abuse the bot lane due to the fact that they have a sub, but I just don't like the. If that's the thought process, I didn't really like it. I thought they needed to get their win cons ahead, which is Storm, which is Neffel, and which is Donut himself. If the Bruisers, the top jungler, are ahead that game, they do not die that easily, and it's way harder for the mid game fights to swing the way of GCA. But
Right.
they didn't get ahead.
Do we have draft links yet? I just got in.
Yeah, we do. Oh, I got you. I can give it to you.
Okay.
Go.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. GCC is R. GCC takes red side because this was their. They lost. They got side select. Storm wants red. He wants R5. He wants R5 counter pick. If he does not, he's not getting a blind. He's not going to blind pick this time. That's for sure.
I am gonna step away for just a second, Soko, and leave this in your
Don't
capable hands. You got this.
I will keep everyone entertained.
Monkey noises.
I can also do gorilla. Cap is AFK momentarily. All right, no problem. We'll get into the draft shortly. Don't worry about it. I'll stop with the monkey noises for now. Let's see. Cap's back. All right, great. Okay. I'm just going to kind of get it started what my thoughts are then. I liked what GCA did last game with their adjustments. Since it worked, maybe they're going to stick to their bans, which I wouldn't hate. But then the question becomes, what do they B1? Do they still keep the Mordekaiser prio? Does the Mordekaiser get banned? Which I wouldn't be surprised to see. If the Mordekaiser does get banned, we'll have to see a different prio pick for Arctic slash Cap. Looks like they're still saying 1 second into draft.
Don't.
Yeah.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I forgot to turn back up the playback volume on my mic, so I couldn't hear myself. It was weird. The voice of ELU is back. Your boy Ruckus. Back for game 3. Score is tied 1-1. What the fuck were those noises? Those were Soko monkey noises. Dream. Welcome to the stream. I don't know how much comm action you have with Soko, but this is pretty par for the course.
This is very standard.
You can redeem your channel points on Soko's stream for monkey noises.
You can choose the monkey. I'm learning a lot of them, but I can do Black Howler currently. That's one of my exotic ones. It kind of goes like. It's very strange.
I am gonna turn you down.
I put the mic really close to my face for that one. Okay, it looks like we're about to get into draft. From now on, I will only do monkey noises if asked. Urgot band comes in again. I was saying before you came back, Ruckus, I'd like to see the same bands from GCA if they're confident with what they did. They're confident what they picked works. There's the Renata again. Hope to see a Draven too. And if we see GCC stick with Lilia and Leona, I was wondering if they would maybe ban the Mordekaiser. It posed big problems, ulting away a damage threat.
It's still on the table.
We'll
you have to respect ban the Leona, Lilia.
Oh, of course. I think that I'm just wondering if the Darius. Sorry, I'm wondering if the Darius will be switched out for Mordekaiser. We'll see shortly. The Draven ban still goes through, of course. Yep, there it is. All right, I am in Stormblade's head. And my girlfriend redeemed make monkey noises. What kind of monkey noises should I do? Gorilla? I'll keep the mic away from my face.
The man's an animal.
Now that we're back to the game, it's a B1 Nautilus.
All right, we're back.
Fan said, "Give me that shit again."
We're locked in. We're serious.
And there's the Sever. That's what we're talking about. There is the Sever Trundle again for Donut.
I don't know.
Trundle duty, 3 games in a row.
I don't know. Do you think this is a Stormblade call? Like you're playing?
At this point,
you're playing
it's
Trundle.
a Stormblade call.
It
At
has
this
to
point,
be.
It's a Stormblade call. Peachy is saying, "Give it back, give it back." Oh my god, I love to see the confidence right now.
I don't feel like Sivir is enough of an adjustment to deal with it, especially if you're keeping Donut on Trundle duty.
I don't know.
I feel like
Trundle
Donut's a good enough player that
Okay.
Unless he's the one calling for it, but I just don't feel like Donut's the kind of player to call for Trundle 3 games in a row.
Well, we know he's played it. He plays it a lot. It's a good pick, and it's fine blind. I don't. He went. I just think he's been making some small mistakes these past couple games. I think taking Ghost was a mistake, right? Taking Ghost in a game where you don't need to be the guy running in. You want to set up. You want them to come to you, and then you can run it with Kledalt, right? You don't need Ghost. I think that was a big mistake. I think the other mistake we saw was him taking lethal. Honestly, I would take PTA as Trundle these games because you want early ganks. You want early PTA proc, and your laner kills them. That's what you want.
There's the Victor. There's the
There's the Victor
Stormblade
again.
Victor.
Storm said, "Give me Victor."
Do you think he can get enabled enough, or do you think that he can just solo queue mentality carry this game enough on the Victor?
I'm not gonna lie to you. If he had Victor last game, if he had
Yasuo.
Victor last game,
Yasuo
no
instant
shot.
locked in.
Yasuo Diana for Jinbu Arctic. That is something confident. They're pulling this out. Arctic's probably gonna go he might go the Sunfire Diana build. We'll see. And an Ornn.
There's
This team
so
fight
many
is
knockups.
insane. This team fight is absolutely insane for the side of GCA.
Uh,
But if they don't get their wombo off, I think that this Sivir Victor is gonna run the fight.
It looks really good on paper right now for GCA, right?
Oh yeah.
It
Oh
looks
yeah.
so doomed. But let's see this last pick.
Yeah. I was gonna say before we talk about the whole comp, let's see what R5 goes to. It's gonna be top lane.
Poppy.
Neffel takes Poppy. Good into Diana, Yasuo. Good
Wait,
into Nautilus. Good into Vayne. Good into Ornn. This is a good
could they
pick.
be faking us out? Could it be Neffel Trundle top?
It could be Neffel Trundle top. I like the Poppy into Diana in the jungle. It's a good matchup. So's Trundle into Diana. They're both fine. Trundle is gonna absolutely clap this Ornn in the side lane though. So if they want to play with a split pusher, by all means they can do that. I think it works out completely fine. We'll see what they go for. All right, we're in the draft.
I just want to give a shout out to all the boys in the Ute server who I know are watching along with this. Glad you guys could all tune in.
Yeah, check them out. They're all watching.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. Glad to have everyone else as well. Seeing a bunch of familiar names. Yeah, not you. Not to be confused with the actual Dream to Me 06.
Yeah.
I know you're bottom.
I think you are one too, but VIP shows up instead. These are special.
I am special.
So I think the Victor pick. So what I was gonna say earlier, this Victor pick for Storm is absolutely. I think it's a turbo pick. We were talking about how good the pick is game one.
Right.
We were talking about also how it has a weak early game and how it got abused by LeBlanc. And we also said that Storm probably is going to be willing to play both sides of the matchup. So he stomped it early, and he's going to know how to not get stomped as well. If he gets picked off early and they keep going mid, he'll get behind. But I haven't seen that out of Arctic, and Diana's really not the type of jungler to do that. She wants her 6. She wants her level 6. And if Storm keeps wards up and keeps Trundle in the area, or Trundle or Poppy, whoever gets picked jungle, keeps the jungler in the area, I don't see any shot that he's going to get behind. It is going to be Poppy top, Trundle mid, Trundle jungle.
What a throw around that'd be if it was the Stormblade on the Trundle.
That would be absolutely insane. Stormblade's Trundle mid. It's been fabled through the ages.
So
Donut gonna be on Lulu jungle.
So if Stormblade doesn't get enabled this game, I'm gonna say moving forward, he needs to exclusively play high mobility champions mid, like the LeBlanc. This is something we talked about last season with Stormblade, is that he picks these high damage, low mobility mid laners from time to time, and then it doesn't quite necessarily work out because he's not getting jungle attention, or the jungle
Mhm.
attention doesn't pay off, or because his enemy laner is just sitting under tower. And this is even going back to like season 2 LLW, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
like for instance, shout out to Toad in the chat. Like didn't he play Malphite? Didn't Toad play Malphite mid one game against us?
I
And
think it was Malphite mid. Yep.
and then Stormblade just couldn't get any kills, and like the game was doomed for us. I'm
Yeah.
getting really strong vibes of that right now. Obviously, Victor's in a very good spot, but I feel like GCC is solely dependent on how far ahead Stormblade gets, just going off of last game.
Yep. I think an interesting thing to think about is that usually in a champion, if you give the champion's kit more mobility, it's going to pay with either damage or HP, safety, one of those. So the fact that Storm knows what he's doing. He's picking these champs that sacrifice their mobility, they sacrifice their safety for a boatload of damage. And he's saying that he's confident enough in his positioning, in his gameplay, in his wave management, that he's going to get through Victor's weakness, the early game. He's going to scale up, and he's just going to completely avoid the fallbacks of this champ, and he's going to be able to carry the late game team fights.
I agree, and to a lesser degree, he was doing that last game on the Syndra, but it can't just be one person on a team, right? I'm pretty sure
Yep.
the Samira was like 2 and 8, and
Yeah, the
like
Samir
when
definitely
when
fell
when
behind.
all other lanes, this is something that Stormblade loves to say. He needs just one other person to step up, right? You just
Yep.
need one other person on this team. So the question for GCC this game, who's gonna step up? Who do you think's gonna step up? Soko.
I think I don't think the top has a lot of room for that. There's going to be team fight characters. It's going to have to be Spirit. Spirit had a great game one, but game two and Spirit and Nubity. I'll group both of them. I think both of them have to step up because maybe Nubity wasn't totally comfortable on how they wanted to play with Maokai,
Right.
which I could possibly see. Maybe Storm drafted the Maokai with an intention, and it was too high of an execution threshold, which is totally understandable. They need to just keep their mental where it needs to be, and put them on Enchanter now, Lulu, which I'm sure is it's a little more linear. So if those two, the bot laners, are able to not fall behind at least to this bot lane of GCA, which is on a fire right now after last game, and scale into late game with Lulu Sivir, I think that's all he needs. Lulu Sivir, and then Storm being ahead. Even if Trundle Poppy just need to be bodies at that point, then these guys are going to be able to full hit.
Well,
So we'll see if that boss happens.
I think the execution for bot lane this game's a lot better because what are you gonna do
Oh
with
yeah,
Sivir Lulu? You're gonna shove lanes. You're gonna try and keep Vayne and Nautilus under tower all game. So what does that do? That frees up Trundle. He can't spend time bot lane if the waves are constantly pushed in unless they're looking for a tower dive, which is
yep.
you don't really want to do into like a Nautilus Vayne unless they're chunked out. So he has to. He's not going to play around Poppy Orin. Well, he could level 6, but early game he's going to have to play around Stormblade just off of the way that they've drafted this team and the way their champions work.
Oh yeah, I can agree. I think that's definitely a good thing to point out. I think possibly if the with the counter to that, the other side of the coin is that with getting pushed in with pushing waves as Lulu, they leave themselves vulnerable to Diana, right? And if Arctic so chooses and they look for plays bot and that bot lane gets behind, then there's no secondary damage source like we talked about. So they need to be very careful. Nubity needs to keep his ward game to a T. Trundle Donut needs to talk to his laners and make sure if they're pushing up without vision, he has to be bot side. He doesn't have to go bot. He has to be bot side. Cover them. Once they're safe, go mid, look for a play. That's what has to be done, and that's what hopefully we're going to see out of Donut after being kind of invisible the first 10 minutes of last game.
Right. I just want to see a little more proactiveness out of the Trundle.
Uh-huh.
The repeat gank spot that didn't work out. I just don't want to see Trundle bot lane. I don't think there's any situation he should be there unless it's a tower dive. I think he should be exclusively playing around mid and trying to abuse this Yasuo pick the way that he was abusing Jimbu game 1 on the Victor. It worked out for them well game 1. I think they need to just give it a shot at least. I don't recall any Trundle ganks mid last game. If the call was to get Spirit and Nubity ahead, I think after the second or third gank, you just need to call that off completely.
I agree. They couldn't be. They were a little too steadfast, or at least Donut was too steadfast in the call. You got to be flexible sometimes. If one thing doesn't work, move to something else. I totally agree with you.
30
All right, no shenanigans this
Stand-
time.
Standard 5-point this time, yeah. And Spirit opting for the call. I like that. I think that's a pretty strong indicator that he is going to just be shoving as many waves as possible on Sivir.
Oh yeah. GCA is feeling good. GCA after that win, they're on some dopamine. They are feeling it.
Yeah, I want to see if I think Vici has played consistently well across the series. I think he played amazing game 2. I want to see if that continues into game 3, especially into a Sivir Lulu. So the pressure should be all on GCA's bot lane this game.
Yeah. GCC should recognize that they don't need to look for crazy plays.
Yeah, and on top of that, I think GCA made the best out of those Trundle ganks because they played against them so well.
Yeah. It's a great point. They once they saw it coming, they kited. Fiji kited very well, and just some casual trading coming out top lane. But Fiji kited great. Ban peeled perfectly, especially with the glacial augment take. That helped immensely in peeling. Okay, Cap's just slapping Neffel at the moment. There's the grass proc. He's gonna hit 2 first.
Uh,
Oh my god, it's close. Looks like it's gonna be Neff. No, Cap gets it off this minion. 2 minions, I believe.
oh, Neffel, okay.
All right, they're both 2. Yeah, they're getting. It's a little close, but okay. Neffel's opting into this.
Just gotta be careful about the wave here. Oh,
No,
doesn't
he
matter!
just gets slapped. That was the highest damage Orn auto I've ever seen.
Oh.
That executed him from like 40, 50, 60 HP. Good. That had to have hit at the same time as a minion auto or something. That was so funny.
He just fucking.
But it's not what you want to see.
He Thor slapped him with the hammer.
Oh, and Arctic's top. Oh, Neffel's still saving the flash.
Okay,
he
there it
goes.
is.
Okay. Gone now. Flash advantage and TP advantage for Cap. This is ideal if you are GCA.
Yeah, this is not how you want to start the game out as Neffel,
Nope.
especially on the Poppy. Really rough. I like the jungle pressure there from Arctic as well to just
course.
deny even more resources to Neffel, making it easy,
Actually, I
even
wanna point
easier.
out-
Go ahead.
I want to point out the Arctic did a full top set clear after Raptors. It is now sitting there, probably looking to get a kill onto the top side, while Donut's just sitting idly mid when the
Yeah.
wave is shoving.
I don't like it. I don't like
See
it
if
at
Arctic
all.
can get anything.
That's a
Arctic's
kill.
gonna go. Good kill by Arctic. He might have to flash out.
That-
He is okay.
Doesn't have to flash.
Love.
Legends never die.
You're right, and that's a missed hook by Span, but it's a great play by GCA so far. Neffel getting picked twice without TP. If that wave's gonna get pushed in by Ornn, and he's gonna miss at least 4 minions.
I don't like the way Donut's playing because he's not playing
I
like
don't
himself.
either.
So here's what's
No.
happening. He's being dictated how to jungle. and I think it's throwing off his rhythm because he's wasting so much time. And I have not seen Donut play like this in a long time, and I don't like it because I expect more from him because I've seen him improve over the last couple of seasons. So seeing this much idle time from him, he has to know it's not good. He has to be getting dictated to be making these sort of plays. I could be totally wrong. He could be
Yeah,
dealing
he's
with
doing his
internet
classic,
issues.
just play.
So
He has been dealing with those all game. We've seen it. He's pinged his MS at a couple points too. It never feels good when you're having lag problems, but yeah, there's the thing again. There was so much dead time. He sat in that bottom mid bush, which you know what, I can totally understand why, because a wave was shoving, and we knew Diana was topside, but we didn't have vision of her. We saw her kill Poppy, but for all that Storm and Donut knew, she could have been moving bot to gank Storm as he's shoving in the wave. I can understand the shadow, but you still have camps up. I think what was better is Storm just plays toward bot river to run out if he has to, because there's no way that gap is closed fast enough if he's playing bot toward bot river. And Donut should have looked for minions. Should have looked for camps. Meanwhile, we're getting a fight bot lane. Feechi's getting flashed on by Nubity, but it's not enough. Nubity doesn't have ignite. He has exhaust. Nubity's gonna go down.
oh,
Arctic's
Fitchy
gonna go
gets
into
it.
Spirit. Still has flash. He's gonna be able to get out, but it's a bit silly. What's happening? Is Span gonna drop? No, he flashes out. A fight top as well. The Neffel W, the Poppy W does not stop anything. He's getting stunned into the wall. It's really good. And Cap has to flash. Okay. Still has TP up though, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, and just to
Action all across the map.
put a bow on what you were talking about, obviously we don't know the comms for GCC, but I think
Yeah.
there's going to be a couple of different points that can be made on either side of the argument about what it is worth the jungler to be doing in those sorts of situations.
Yeah, for sure. It's something you'd have to look back on and decide, but as of right now, he's even CS, but ahead like 3. He sees Diana. I think if I were Donut, I would be fighting Diana. You're stronger at this stage of the game.
Arctic
Good
did
E by
recall.
Arctic. Perfect. Nice. Well played.
He's improving over the series. You BM someone enough overcast while they're listening to it, and they will recall and back and buy items.
He got a a recurve bow going into the Nashers. Yeah, this is the build that he likes to go. He loves the Nashers first item, which is what it used to be all the time. We'll see what he goes for Mythic. He could still go for a Bombies Mythic. Very popular, obviously, right now for Diana's to go Bombies Mythic. But he could also opt for the Rocket Belt or the Riftmaker. So we'll see what he decides. Until then, we know he's going Nashers.
How good is Riftmaker? It sounds good. It sounds good on Diana.
Riftmaker was a bit of a thing for. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was last season, but it was picked up after some changes were made to her for jungle. And I don't know what he's most comfortable on. I have a feeling it's going to be Rocket Belt still.
Yeah.
We'll see. Big wave shoving in. No shot that's going to be able to be held. It's going to crash,
I think.
and that frees up Cap on the map.
Yeah. This
Cap on the map.
good play. Somehow, GCA's bot lane managed to get a push in on GCC's, and now they have Prio for drag. I don't like that for GCC at all, especially playing Sivir Lulu.
No, I want to actually go back to that when we saw Nubity die. He flashed forward to try and get a kill onto Fichi when it's kind of what we were talking about. They don't need 2v2 kills.
No.
All they need to do is survive and scale up. If Nubity flashes away, higher chance he gets out of that alive, right? And even if he dies, I mean, you have the right idea. This is a play coming in mid, though, by Donut. Jimbo's a bit overextended. It's a good Q into ult by Jimbo, but it's probably not enough. Yep, he's going to drop to Donut. Arctic thought about it, but he knows not to go too deep. Trundle also leveled up, so it would have been a horror had he gone for that play.
It was some pretty respectable damage.
Oh, good W to stop the E into the wall by Cap. Yeah, a lot of plays going on, but yeah, to reiterate, nobody going a little too aggressive whack when he died. They just needed to to try and scale. They don't need kills.
Yeah,
They're Silver Lulu. They don't need kills.
how they're
We'll
doing it
see if
right
they.
now it's what I want to see from them.
Yes, shoving the waves. All right, what are we seeing out of the jungle movement here?
It's gonna be a
Let's check
scuffle.
Arctic getting the full clear. If I were Arctic, I would definitely full clear down and reset. With I have a lot of gold already, 1,500. Donut's gonna cancel his recall. That's always tempting to do as a jungler. You see an opportunity, you want to take it. Can he stop Cap? Good ult by Violet Cap. Oh, the W stops the R2 from the Ore, and he's gonna be able to E out. It's a flash. Arctic's there. It's big on the Diana ult. He has the recurve bow. It's gonna be enough. Is it gonna be enough to kill both? It is. That is massive. And both mid laners moved up, meaning that the no mid laner's gonna lose CS mid. Wave is stuck even. No CS will be lost top either. Looks like they're staying maybe to try and find a play with Nautilus, but oh yeah, Nautilus is looking. Storm pushing up a little too far, getting ulted. Glacial, he has flash. Will he use it? He uses it. He popped the ultimate. They're still going. It's the ult, and he is down. Will Neff be able to help get a trade? He already used the flash in the previous fight, so he can't go on to span. Doesn't get the stun onto the wall for Jinbu. They get the knock up. They get the pull. They get the root. Is it enough? Is he going to die right after TPing? You hate to see it.
It's a disaster. Donut's joining the party too.
Donut joins the fray. Arctic might drop here. He will. It was
Yeah.
subjugate used. That's a big shutdown, but let's see what he purchased. Finishes the Nashers, gets the Ruby. And this is what you want to see from the bot lane. Just taking the fights that they know they can win, pushing the waves, getting the CS. Vichi's going to drop. Bot's going to pick up the wave.
Victor Stormblade making a lot of calls here in the chat with these pings.
Making a point to remind everyone that Ocean Drake is in 2 minutes. They don't want to let them get soul again like they did last game. Already one Drake up. You want to even it to 1-1 before the rift changes based on the Drake that spawns.
So, similar to last game, GCA finds themselves up in kills. They have an objective, but still down 1k gold.
Yeah, if we check, let's look at the gold. We see that 1.2k of that is in the 80 carry roll.
It's just a Sivir diff.
That farming is paying off. The call cashed out already. It is massive. This lane is being played perfectly well. Maybe a little bit of a misplay early again, with one dropping, but the fact that Spirit didn't die is great. Looking for a play onto Stormblade. I don't know if they're gonna have enough. Oh no, they're not. Will Storm get a trade kill? It's got to be a Diana ult. Might be too far.
It's on
Arctic might drop
cooldowns.
here. No good E onto the minions. Oh, it's close. That's the Q up, and Donut's not going to be able to get anything off. Subjugate was literally 3 seconds from coming up, and it would have been a free kill onto either one of them. Just slightly unlucky on the timing. Look at this. The pressure coming out is just unbelievable from Spirit at the moment. He is making it a point that he's going to keep ballooning his lead unless something is done.
Right, and that's exactly, besides the one hiccup they had earlier, this is how they needed to play this lane, because Fichi and Spanaway were riding a lot of momentum coming off that performance game too, and there was a glimmer of it for a second where Fichi picked that kill up, but now that seems almost entirely deflated.
Oh, it's a good condemn though into the wall. Spear's gonna have to ult out. Will it be enough? Fichi has no flash. The auto's not enough. He's killing. He gets the kill, but nobody's gonna get the trade. Definitely worth it. AD kill, a kill on the AD for a kill into the support is always gonna be worth it. Arctic's gonna try and peel. Pillar is gonna be a lot though. Donut's not gonna be able to make it. Some weird pathing for the Trundle there. Probably tried to send him the wrong way. Jinbu does not get stunned. Neffel having an unfortunate interaction there where he tried to push him in, but the E was enough to stop it. Does not have ultimate available for Jinbu. He's gonna drop here. Give it to the Victor would be the ideal. Neffel fighting again. Jinbu gonna drop to Victor. And that's another kill going on to the Poppy as well. Subjugate goes out onto Ornn. Arctic gets a big ult, kills nobody, but he's gonna drop to Trundle. There's no way Arctic can survive this. Drops to Spirit, even worse. These fights are just looking better and better for GCC as the game progresses.
Yeah, it's really hard for them to fight right there in that corridor, especially into a Victor ult. It's really bad because he gets a lot of value out of that tight space and keeping 3 members of GCA in that corridor under that ult, putting them in a bad situation.
Yeah, you're gonna have to question whether GCA are panicking a little bit. They have their ults. They have everything they need. They want to be fighting around their ults. The Diana Yasuo combo has to land a flash Diana ult onto the backline of GCC is basically guaranteed to force out flashes, force out ults, force out something. And you're probably going to get a kill if you have your Yasuo coming in on top with Span and Peachy too. They're just not getting it. They haven't hit a Yasuo Diana ult combo yet, and it's letting this Victor and Sivir just do whatever they want. Look, the shielding is just insane. Peachy is probably going to have to reset off this because if he walks up for this next wave, yeah, he's going to have to... Okay, looks like he's getting Krugs. In any case, they're going to drop the tower. He cannot walk up to the wave.
Yeah, it's really unplayable for the Vayne Nautilus, but they're not giving over kills though, right?
That is what's important, yeah.
They are trading CS, and there is Yasuo coming down.
This is just too much by Arctic. He's overextended. He's going to flash, but it's way too late,
Oh
and
my
that's going to be a kill.
goodness.
Oh, but they're maybe trying to get a trade bot side. There's a TP coming in as well. Nobody's going to drop. What else is going to happen? The TP gets canceled, and Cap's going to drop on the top side. Probably getting it over to Victor as well. There goes the E. Yeah, this Victor... If we look at the gold, 700 gold lead for Victor, and a 1.8k gold lead for the Sivir.
Yeah, and Donut's starting to look... Donut looking at blue screen currently as he reconnects. Yeah. Donut looking a lot more comfortable game 3 on the Trundle, sitting at 5-1 and 3. Having just being in the right place at the right time, managing to pick up kills and good roams. So
yeah, for sure. Right place at right time is the best phrase to use here, and that's half of what jungling is, honestly. You gotta be preemptive in your pathing. We saw him idling at the start of the game. We said, do not do that. If you keep doing that, it's not going to work. And he wasn't idle. He moved to where Arctic was. I feel like every time the camera pans to Arctic, Trundle's just barely out of frame. You know,
yeah.
He's always there, and Diana's never going to win the 1v1 against Trundle, especially with lethal tempo.
Wait a second.
I'm really not sure.
Is Donut watching the stream?
Donut sniping with a 3-minute delay. Come on. No, but in all seriousness, he's playing very well in terms of where he needs to be on the map. He's just picking up. All 5 of his kills were picked up because he was there when he needed to be, and mainly to stop the Diana.
Right.
If he's there to stop the Diana, she really can't do anything. But here we're looking at a combo onto Storm and Nubity. Onto Spirit and Nubity, my apologies. The ult comes out. Oh, the Violet Cap's ult misses. Arctic's really looking for the kill, and he can't get it. Donut is ulted. He's subjugated, and he's going to get a kill due to his passive, and Triumph, he's going to live. Storm is ulting everyone. Fishi might drop. No, he stays out of the death ray. Meanwhile, bot lane, it's just Neffel v Jimbu. Very interactive fight. In the actual fight, though, Arctic is the one that drops, despite a really good engage. I think maybe if Violet ulted down the corridor where everyone flashed,
I think it would be different.
They could have picked up the kill, but
what
was that interaction? Neffel ulting away Yasuo as he's ulting him.
I've never seen that before.
The hammer is mightier than the sword, I suppose. In this case, at least. I've never seen that. Jimbu wants revenge. He says that interaction is not correct, right? I want my kill. Will he try? It's going to be hard to kill this Poppy, especially with W. No, imagine if he had ult for that one.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
I like Jimbu laning Neffel here because it's allowing him to catch up in CS to Stormblade.
For sure, yeah.
Keeping the Yasuo in the game. Yeah, the Lulu ulti in that last fight around Baron Pit, huge, and the Ornn ulti went wide, and they just couldn't kill. They couldn't lock down Donut for long enough without it.
Yeah, for sure. They couldn't lock down Donut. They also weren't able to follow Sivir and Lulu. I'm not sure if it was communication. I know Arctic flashed over to follow, or maybe eat over, but there wasn't enough. There wasn't enough follow to secure the kill. That's a good hook though. I think the Yasuo ult's a bit preemptive. The Diana ult is gonna have to come in. It hits two, Spirit and Donut, but Spirit's gonna not drop. That's two going the way of Donut PvP, and that's an ult coming in, but far too late. It's already a wipe. They only have two alive, and it's not looking good for the two that are. Stan's gonna drop. It's not. But for all intents and purposes, he's out of the fight.
Oh,
Spirit's gonna drop because he took a tower shot due to Sivir W. The kit working against him there. Storm's not gonna be able to pick up a kill more than likely. Unless he is. Victory. He really wants it. He got it. I stand corrected. This bit of a misplay by Spirit for dying, but you gotta hand it to him. They got 4 for 2 in that fight, with only the bot lane dying, and they get Dragon as well. It's looking worse and worse as the game progresses for GCA.
yeah, it's slipping away just a bit. They don't have any towers. They're down 5k gold, and they are falling behind in drags now. So, what's important for GCA? It feels like they're forcing. They're getting engaged on. They forced onto the Sivir the fight before this one, and it didn't work out. And then they forced it there again with the hook onto the Lulu. It's feeling like GCA's draft doesn't have enough damage.
Yeah, the whole point of the Yasuo Diana is to burst down the targets that you're going for that you hit with the Diana ult, and putting an Ornn on top just says you're going to CC them more, but it doesn't really provide too much more damage. We see them starting up Baron already. I don't think there's any retaliation going to be available. Yeah, there's 3 bot side. They can try. It only hits 1. Arctic can go in, but it's not going to... I don't think he should. It's going to be... It's just not going to be enough damage. Yeah, he's getting zoned. They're going to have to give this one. Unless... now Jinbu's here. Maybe they look for the play. That's a good ult! Jinbu does come in. It's a kill onto nobody, but that's not really the target they want to get. They want to kill Spirit. They want to kill Storm. They're still alive. Hitting freely. The ult goes onto Spirit, but Violet's going to drop. Donut's full HP. Storm's free hitting. Span is going to die. Fichi's the only one who's going to make it out alive. 3 and 3 on the Vayne, but not able to hit. So really just out of the fight.
This is going to be a pretty huge Baron power play, too, for the side of GCC.
Oh, yeah. Rift dropped as well.
Death timers aren't long enough for them to go for the end, but they are going to get a lot here. This is snowballing out of control for the side of GCA.
Right,
they could get some Nexus towers here. They still have the full
Shelly's
Rift
full
Herald.
HP. Maybe they're gonna try. They know that they don't have ults on the side of GCA, with the exception of Yasuo. Storm Zonya's the hook. That's probably a good play, but Yasuo does not go for the ult. That's Diana going in, but she does not have Moonfall either. They're gonna back out. It's unclear what wants to be done. Spirit's stepping up like a maniac. He's very aggressive here. Jinbu going in out of the gravity well, but he's gonna go in, drop very quickly. They might be able to end the game with this. I think, unless Donut's gonna drop, which he's not, because he has too much healing, too much shielding. Storm's free hitting. Storm might die though without Zonya. Storm's gonna drop. Arctic's gonna die because Spirit's getting peeled by the Lulu. There goes Fichi. 1 is left alive, and Donut is just tanking these towers. Is it a good play? Probably not.
Wait.
No, it's
wait a second.
Fan away, holding down the fort. They
the GGs came in too early. Oh no.
But I mean, it's pretty clear where this game is gonna go.
I don't know.
GCA is too trigger happy. They're in the mid game fights. They use their abilities way too early, I think. Yasuo ulting off of a Nautilus hook is not what you want to do. You want to ult off a Diana ult
Yeah.
or a Nautilus R that hits multiple people.
Yeah,
I
I
think that
agree.
they're just going too quickly. It might be panic. It might be a lack of confidence. It might be game three pressure scenario. Any of this could be the case, but they're just playing too fast on a comp that needs to wait for the right time to hit all their buttons at once.
Not
They're
only
not synced up.
not only that, but you gotta think about it. They probably don't have any games on a comp like this, right? They're used to playing with Hot Dog Bunblade if he does show up for
Yeah.
team practice, which I hear he doesn't. So they have no experience running a comp like this, more than likely, and they're 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 banking on being able to uh, assassinate these targets quickly enough. But I think the Lulu ulti is just the perfect response for it because we've seen a couple of times now that the Yasuo ulti has been used exclusively on a single target. And it's not doing GCA any favors.
Not to mention, every time the Lulu has died at the beginning of a couple of these fights, but she gets her ult off. And Lulu ult is enough peel for Spirit at this stage of the game. So I don't know. This is going to be the Drake going over, obviously, to GCC. All they need is really one good push down mid. I don't even think they need to go for other waves, but if they want to end it out clean, which it looks like they are posturing for bot, they can try to push on two waves at once. So let's see what happens here. Is there any world where GCA hold this down?
Uh,
Ruckus.
yes, if GCC makes another huge misplay like they did last time they were doing this dance, then absolutely. They GCA just has to be in the position to capitalize on that. They do have Ornn TP. He's looking to get some objective bounty gold here. They're banking on Yasuo Vayne being able to clear these waves without
There's the
taking too
bounty.
much poke.
Yeah, they want to wait for Ornn to recall. I think. I like kind of what they're doing, but they are gonna get poked out by this fixture if they wait too long.
Right, and
Alts are up for all of the side of GCC as well. Yeah.
not only that, but Sivir's on 3 items now as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this tower's just gonna drop instantly.
I mean,
All right,
it's so much poke damage on the Ricochet.
Ricochet and Victor E just tearing through the minions, tearing through the champions. It's looking really rough. Jinbu already there goes the shield bow shield.
I
Can they
think
clear
we're
this wave in time.
I think we're in the final moments here.
Possibly. Here comes the ult. This is the final stand, and there goes the Yasuo ult onto one target again. He's gonna drop. There goes the Diana ult, but it's just not gonna be enough. It's gonna kill Nubity, but Nubity's died plenty of fights this game. He does not care. There goes Storm. There goes Spirit. They are not in any danger. Span's gonna drop. Cap's gonna drop. Donut drops because he DCs, but it's not gonna matter. His KDA is the only thing that is hurt by that. And with that, that's gonna be GCC closing out this match at a not a quick, but at a Wi-Fi gap. Yeah, Donut says Wi-Fi gap. That's GCC ending it 2-1. Banger games, to be honest. I liked how both teams played. GCC just coming out on top in the end.
Yeah, I have to agree. Really entertaining series. We knew going into this that this was going to be a good back and forth series because honestly, these could be the some of the best teams in the league, along with like TPP and whatnot. But a lot of good League of Legends played on both sides. I like the adjustments that were made, which is really what these series are all about: is how well can you adjust, how well can you take advantage of your opportunities that you're going to get in any given match. And I gotta say that I really feel like GCA, especially Game 2, played really well with what they were given, and Game 3, I think the adjustments that GCC made, even in game, were the difference maker, right? Like
Yep.
we saw a little bit of indecisiveness from Donut in the beginning of Game 3, a little bit of a tendency from Game 2. Immediately shook that off and became a lot more impactful for it. I think the change to the Sivir Lulu bot lane for GCC was another really big pick because Fichi and Spanaway were pretty hot coming off that game too, and then they really just couldn't play the game. You're under tower all game because that's just what Sivir does. And from there, Stormblade could do his thing, and it it was just gonna be GG's from there. Just GCA didn't really have a way to deal with the Lulu ultis and getting onto the Victor and Sivir.
Yeah, I agree. I think they had a decent comp idea, but they weren't coordinated enough. I think is ultimately what it comes down to. A couple of those fights could have gone differently if the Yasuo, Diana, Ornn all hit at once. Maybe Vayne picks up a few kills, and then the fights look a little different. But I don't know.
Yeah, I
They all
mean,
clicked. The GCC definitely played like more coherently that last game for sure.
it was definitely a lot more complete game from them, and it was just little misplays that I think if GCA cleans up, and obviously they're playing without White Wazowski, and they're starting ADCs playing mid, so I think all those need to be taken into consideration. Uh,
Of course.
even saying that, I still feel like GCA played pretty well, right?
Oh yeah, it has to give credit where credit's due. After game one, anyone would think it'd be looking like a 2-0, but they made adjustments. They played well, given especially again without their main mid laner, and they players stepped up. Fiji stepped up. Jinbu stepped up. They executed on the double A carry comp, and then there you go,
Yeah, that
just
that
like
that
that.
was insane. Oh my goodness,
It
that game
was
too. I could not believe what was going on in that draft, and we had doubts about it, and it worked out. And GCC came back from that and put together a really complete game.
for sure.
Ban Stormblade's Victor.
Champs OP.
Yeah,
Ban it.
but I think that's gonna just about do it for me. What about you, Soko? Any more closing thoughts?
Uh, I guess Syndra's just a bad character. That's what I took from these games. Syndra's trash. Mordekaiser's OP. Good ban. They banned Mordekaiser game 3. They didn't game 2. That's what probably won them the game. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
They didn't have Shen. They didn't have Mordekaiser. OP picks. There you go. Banger games though, for real. Both teams played incredibly. They should both be proud of how they did, and it's still early in the season. But for now, GCA is looking just a little bit weaker than GCC.
Yeah. An absolutely fantastic series to cast. A good back and forth is always really fun. Uh, I don't like every game to be a stomp. Of course, it feels good stomping in those games, but I think it's more entertaining for everybody when there's a little bit of doubt as to how the series can go. So I think that's always fun. And I also really like watching teams adjust. What kind of adjustments can they make? How can they play things better? How can they put themselves in a position to be more successful? And we saw that from both teams throughout the series. GCA really did that game two, just
Yeah,
couldn't quite take that step for game three, whereas GCC did take that step. They did make the adjustments in draft, then they made the adjustments in game, and they were able to capitalize. And we got a fantastic series of League of Legends out of it.
for sure. I had a great time watching it and casting it. It was great.
We put
Well
this
played,
all
team.
together on the fly. Who would have known?
True. This should be the main Ilya stream. I'm not gonna lie.
Who needs all that production? Just get two people in there. Just let the bot directed camera take care of everything. It'll be okay.
For real.
Mom is DMing me right now that that is absolutely not what's gonna happen. So
I don't know. Give the people what they want.
the people demand.
All you need is a guy who makes monkey noises and a guy who doesn't. There you go.
The people demand more Ruckus Soko streams. I don't know. I think it was a lot of fun.
Ask and they shall receive.
I like the way we normally do streams, but this is a lot more chill, and we did 3 games relatively quickly. Honestly, I felt like this just flowed. We're just
2.5
like,
hours.
yeah, we're just like, just go for it. We're here. We got it covered. But
True.
yeah,
No breaks. Unedited.
yeah, unfiltered.
All right, yeah, but that's it from me.
All right. I had a fantastic time casting with you, Soko. It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun interacting with all you lovely people out there on Twitch. Thank you so much for tuning in to watch us cast this series. It was a ton of fun.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
All right. We don't have anyone signed up to cast for next week's games, but I'm sure I'll throw my hat in that lot. So I'll catch you guys this weekend. See ya.
Bye.